Hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of Heresy and Damnation. I'm your Game Master and host, Azuloth. I'll introduce our players in just a moment here, but first some announcements about this game and our schedule. Every other Wednesday, you can find us here playing Lost in Theros at 7 p.m. US East. Lost in Theros is a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons game with a general runtime of about 3 hours. Every other Sunday, it means today and 2 weeks from now, you can find us playing Heresy and Damnation. Heresy and Damnation is a 1st edition Dark Heresy game with a general runtime of 4 hours. We got a couple of special games coming up in the schedule as well. That would be on the 5th of March. We have Episode 2 of The Ferocity of the Scaldi, which is a Valghast prologue game. And then on the 19th of March, we have Episode 3, the finale of The Ferocity of the Scaldi, at 1 p.m. Both of those games are at 1 p.m. US East. In all the games that I run, I roll the dice behind the screen, just like at home. You'll hear them hitting the felt, and you won't know the results until I speak them. Now, that's kind of changed a little bit since we've migrated over to Foundry for a couple of games, and that system is a little bit more robust. But it sounds like this for Heresy and Damnation. So, hold on a second. Alright. Also, in all my games, generally chat is encouraged to chat. I can't interact with it that often because I'm trying to run the game. However, I implore you to treat each other with respect, and cheer on the players, and basically have a good time. However, backseat gaming is going to be ignored. We throw the rulebook out sometimes just to keep things moving, or for rule of cool. It happens. If we're not playing by the rules strictly, move on. We're moving on, so you should too. With that in mind, let's go ahead and introduce our players after a couple of shout-outs. So, Shannara360, thank you for the resub. You've been subscribed for 2 months. That's great and wonderful. Flex thank you for following. Charlie Stare, thank you for following. Ashen Quill, thank you for following. And let's see. Savvy Gabby, thank you for subscribing for 6 months. That was very nice of you. Alright, without further ado, let's introduce our characters. Let's start with Gabriel. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Lee. I will be playing Gabriel. Excited for new and interesting tech heresies.
All right. Thibaut, go ahead.
I'm Thibaut, playing Maria Luminette, and I've got to convince the Mega Bolter that I own a ping pong table.
Okay. Tao, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Tao, playing Beetlejuice, the Psyker. Happy to be here.
All right, go ahead, Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom. I play Barrick in Heresy and Damnation and Illis in Lost in Theros.
And last but not least, Deadman.
I am Brian, aka Wandering Deadman. I played Leverett in Dorthak Rising, but here I play Prospero Haint, who in addition to being a tech priest servant of the Omnisci, is the Mega Bolter.
You are the Mega Bolter. That's true. True indeed. I've been advised that I need to turn you guys up because I am much louder than you guys at this point for some reason. Okay. Try not to blow out my eardrums. Okay.
Quick, everyone scream at him.
Please don't. Okay. last we left off, you guys were kind of getting to know your new base, Keller's Hold, which is an underground bunker in the city of St. Astrid's Rest on the planet St. Astrid's Fall in the Hazaroth Abyss. So, yes, you guys were going about a variety of different settling in sorts of errands. Things like, acquiring a ping pong table and
Writing an essay.
writing an essay.
Emperor's or at the Inquisitor's request. But the Inquisitor speaks for the Emperor, right? So
He does. So let's go ahead and move this over. Who would like to take away the first scene? This is the base. It's not finalized. We don't have full art for it yet because it may expand, and I would like to create the full art for the final product rather than the interim product. So,
Have we ordered a firing range to practice at, or is there a firing range in the city?
there are plenty of firing ranges in the city that you can practice at. However, one can be built here if you'd like to do it more privately, or with the tutelage of the stormtroopers or your fellow acolytes.
I realize I need my rifle to come in before I can start practicing with a rifle, so never mind.
All right. So
I
let's.
suppose the other thing to do would be check the news.
Okay. Yeah.
We've been out for 2 months. Has the Flenser struck again?
All right. So you want to head up to the city and see if you can acquire a copy of the announcements.
Yeah.
All right. So here you go. I'll go ahead and distribute that to. Actually, no. It's the end. It's the end of June, and you go about looking for the most recent issuance of the periodical. Go ahead and give me a. Trying to think what would be the most appropriate check for this.
Search.
Search kind of strikes me as like I'm tossing a room kind of thing, but it will kind of extend it here because general lore doesn't count anyway. So go ahead and do a
Raid copyist.
Yeah.
I know where printing houses are.
Yeah, you know where the printing houses are. You also know where you can like usually get one off the street. Put in a Calixian throne, take one out. Kind of deal.
How about carousing?
No, that's for
drinking and drugs.
Drinking and drugs and stuff. So go ahead and roll search.
I will take my time.
Okay.
Success.
Great. All right, so you have noticed with your keen powers of perception that the periodical for the day, which should have come out in the morning, is not in any of the bins.
Is yesterday's there?
Yesterday's is more or less almost sold out. So there are a couple of copies left. When you open it up, there's no kind of like information about the Flenser striking or anything else. It's just generally like a list of local celebrities and what they've been up to. One of the more prominent female celebrities, Kyla Thorne, was spotted on the northern beaches closer to the Imperial base, getting a night tan. So. Now, just a general reminder, Sekhmet has still eclipsed the sun. It's going to be a while before that whole thing resolves itself. So what she was doing out there on the beach by herself, in the middle of this perpetual night, getting
That's celebrity shit. I don't know and I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go I'm gonna go look to visit. Who's it? Which one? Sorry. I'm gonna go visit Chantel.
Okay.
Um,
Go ahead and move this scene to the general St. Astrid's map. Alright. So you're gonna go visit her at her place?
yeah.
All right.
Or I guess I'd visit. I mean, is it currently working hours for her, or is it?
Let's. You can more or less decide that because you can choose when to go, where to go, when.
I'll visit her at work because it seems easier.
Okay. Let's go ahead and load that scene then. Let me clear up the reveal areas for you.
Hey, look, you can click on corners.
I'm just doing the boxes. Just doing boxes. There you go. Alright, let's drop your token in. We'll say you pay the 10 thrones to get past the doorman, of course.
Yeah.
And that'll bring you into the scene.
I suppose I will. If I see Misty by the bar, I'll try and gauge her physical well-being at a glance. See if she's still her condition's improved since I last saw her.
Okay, give me a perception test and then followed by Medicae. See if you can tell any outward immediate signs, and then use your medical knowledge to gauge those against how she was feeling the last time you saw her.
Sight would apply to this, yes?
Absolutely.
Cool. Success.
Great. And go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and roll Medicae.
Regular Medicae.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another success. Great. So she looks like she has better color. Now, this room also has a variety of shifting neon lights going on. It's it's a club. It's a gentleman's club sort of deal. And there's you're kind of fighting those various hues, but your keen eyesight and your medical know-how, comparing her skin tone with Josephine, because they have similar tones there. She looks a lot healthier than she used to.
Lovely. In which case, I will greet Chantel. Say, hi.
Hi, Gabriel. I didn't think I'd see you here that often.
Well, it's your work hours, and kind of wanted to chat. So, could I perchance book you for 15 minutes or so?
Sure, yeah.
Cool.
Follow me. And you'll go ahead and book a private cube?
Yeah.
Alright. You can choose anyone you'd like.
Sure.
Okay. And she knows that you're not here for an actual dance, so she's just kind of, lean casually against the divider there, and kind of make it look like she's working a little bit. So she'll say, "All right, what do you want to chat about?"
I had a health issue.
Hmm.
For the past 2 months, I was in the hospital. So, I've kind of been out of date on the news. I am wondering, has there been a Flenser attack in the past 2 months?
Not that I've heard of, but we all, if it would have happened like it used to happen, I feel like everybody would have known about it. But if something like that's happened, we don't know. Real weird though. There have been a lot more widespread violence. So now Avias thinks that's just regular gang activity, but I don't know. The gangs all have guns, and a lot of people have been getting cut up.
There is a statistical increase in violence whenever Sekhmet enters Eclipse.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it kind of not seeing the sun for so long kind of like gives you the heebies. You know what I mean? It's just makes you a little weird. They say you should go to like a tanning bed every once in a while, get some vitamin D, whatever that means.
These people getting cut up. What makes people not think they're like the Flenser, or at least what makes people not cover them like it's the Flenser?
I think it's just straight up murder, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's getting skinned. Or at least not like that, you know? People getting caught up, it's gonna, whatever. But, like, not the way it used to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. Gabriel is currently thinking, like, if I having left my job at the Arbitus, the rate of crimes getting solved must have dropped by, like, a countable percentage. And that might be a bad thing.
Is he saying this out loud?
No, I'm just...
Thinking it? Okay.
Thinking that. Right. Interesting. Well, how things been with you all here?
Things have been good here. I'd say mainly we haven't really had as much of a drug problem because that stuff that you've given us kind of has helped get Misty off of it, and with Misty being like prime girl, Largrave is a bit more of he's in better moods if you catch my meaning, and so she's in better moods because he's in better moods, and so there's been a lot less abuse kind of going around, the verbal and the other kind. So it hasn't been so bad here. We've all been doing a better job, and the Imperial Guard keep coming in every once in a while and they get handsy, but Avias, he doesn't stand for that kind of thing for too long when it comes to the imps. So it hasn't been too bad at all.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
If you need more of it, well, I have 2 doses on me right now, which I can hand over. Just so you have some. I think you should keep a supply stocked.
Okay, that's kind of a good idea, I guess. Maybe I should keep one here and one at my apartment just in case somebody relapses.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Well, I think our 15 minutes is going to be up soon. Anything else?
I need a job.
You need a job. You asking me for a job?
Sort of.
Okay.
I need a job that... I need a job on paper. Look, I've realized that synthesizing detox is somewhat profitable. More profitable than my previous job. But I need a way to explain it,
Alright.
I'd be happy to, keep you guys supplied with that and any other kind of medical care you guys need on the offhand.
Well, we could always use a doctor just to check us every once in a while.
Right. Antibiotics and all that. So... would that be a thing you could do?
I can talk to Largrave about it. I'll put the word in Misty's ear, too. She's going to be might more convincing than I'll be. But yeah, I'll talk to her first, and we'll kind of work them over a little bit. I'll let you know. Where should I, call for you for?
You have my microbead frequency.
Okay.
But... oh yeah, I still don't tell anyone where I live.
I mean, I guess that's kind of a good thing, even though Flenzer's dead, but, With all the stabbings, you can't be too careful. Avias now walks us in a group to the station. So,
Is it really that, like... Is it this district specifically, or everywhere that's like that?
Nah, it's been kind of everywhere, you know? It's, I don't know, I think people have just been going crazy with, you know, the darkness.
Yeah, there was that celebrity who was on the beach trying to get a tan, right?
Yeah, Kyla Thorne, she's a sweetheart as far as I'm concerned, but kind of a dumbass, you know what I mean? Like, you can't get a tan from... Like, it's total darkness. How?
There might not be visible radiation.
Oh, okay.
Different kinds of lensing that can occur.
Hmm.
I don't know if she's that well versed in astrophysics, though.
Probably not. Gonna take a gander out there and say probably not. She spends, as far as her feed goes, she spends most of her time in the circles of bigwigs, you know, like, what are their names? Castor and Crane at their kind of parties. Alston Kep when they come and visit. Big deal manufacturers and local manufacturers and stuff. People that make, what's that low? Hold on.
Malfian Blues?
Not the Malfian Blues, the local ones.
I don't smoke.
Oh. You don't?
I
Thought everybody smoked. Alright. What are they? Not the Hazer Laz. It's a local variety of the Cadian Lucky Laz. Comes from Hilarion. That's it's up there with like the Hazer ups, you know, the kind when you smoke it, it makes you a little loopy.
right.
A lot of that's been going around too. I've seen a lot of people smoking Hazer ups.
That does seem... yeah, I don't get why people do that.
I mean,
In any case.
it's a thing. They're fucking expensive too, you know.
Interesting. So this... Kyla, she's just some noble with more money than sense?
She's some noble's daughter with more money than sense. Yeah. She's one of those celebrities who's famous for being famous. You know what I mean?
Right. Whose daughter?
Guy named Thorne.
Right. Would make sense.
Brockus Thorne, I think his name is. He's a guy out of what's it called? That pleasure world in the sector with Scintilla. Do you know the one where all the good amnesec comes from?
Quadus.
Quadus, that's it. Quadus. Brockus Thorne, yeah.
And she's on... Why is she here?
Yes, you got me. It's just, you know, sector-wide politics or whatever.
Not exactly the center of the sector, though.
No, but a lot of the imps have been coming through, is what I'm saying. Not just regular Imperial Guard have come here. I've seen some of the, you know,
Echelons?
echelon types. Yeah, you know, yeah. You're so smart, Gabriel. You always get what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. Huh. That is strange. Well, if you could... Yeah, I do have to get going, but if you could talk to Largraves about...
Yeah, I'll talk to him. I'll talk to Misty. Talk to Misty first.
Sounds great.
Anyone else here that you know that could vouch for you too?
I suppose I've spoken to Josephine, but not really.
Okay. Do you mind if I disclose your proclivities to Martin? It might help.
My lack thereof?
Yeah. This is what I mean.
Sure.
No, it's... Okay. Alright, well, I think we're done. Tara's gonna get antsy about more thrones out of your wallet, so...
Alright, thank you.
So she's gonna head back to the general room. Anything else you'd like to do here at Largraves?
I will, I guess, briefly say hello to Misty and Josephine,
Okay.
and just sort of order like one drink, and then go.
Sure. Hey, you can order a drink of dubious alcohol quantity and go ahead and go. That'll cost you like a couple of thrones, and with the dance, that's a total of, I want to say, 37 for
Okay.
the whole encounter. So,
893. Okay, we're good.
okay.
Yep, and I'll head out.
All right. Missy was happy to see you, of course. So, all
Lovely.
right. And I'll clear you from the board. All right. So, anyone else would like to go next?
I wouldn't mind going, but that depends on if Mega Bolter's ready to go.
Okay. Mega Bolter. Well, are you two?
Mega Bolter is always ready.
All right, you're both ready to go. Okay. So where you two headed first? Your apartment?
Yeah, so we headed out before Gabriel, yeah, and we were headed to the apartment first.
Okay. Let me go ahead and switch the scene over for that. And then the
Look, there's a line through my Vidden box.
No, that's the TV itself.
Okay.
You should have control of your character, Prospero.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and put your data on their sheet there. 10 and 2. Okay.
Okay. Maria will walk in and make sure, like, as she's walking through the door, she will draw her weapon.
Okay. You wanna?
Last time she came home.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a good reason for it.
Yeah. So you go ahead and you clear the room.
Right.
Nobody's here.
Has anything changed since the last time?
It looks just as fucked up as it was when you were last here.
Perfect.
Bullet holes all over the Vidden Vox. Your sofa's caught a couple of rounds as well when you fired your sprayer at the dog.
Yeah, the dog fired back.
Yeah, well,
Crazy.
I know. And aside from that, like, the closet and your bedroom are still destroyed.
That's okay. She's not like opening that door. She'll like look at Prosper and go, well, I get some stuff together. You want to take a look at the bed over there and yeah.
Did she ask Crosshair to look at her bed?
No, the Vidden Vox.
Oh, the vid. Okay.
That.
He's gonna walk right over. I can't really place him and stare directly into it.
Okay.
Oh no. Is he fucking Amelia Bedelia?
He's going to. I know he's got the ability to connect objects, connect to machinery.
Yeah.
So he will do so.
Okay, you connect to it. It's not giving you a response. Probably from the 3 to 5 orange-sized bullet holes in it. The machine spirit seems to be dead, and the circuit boards seem to be completely destroyed inside as well.
He will sort of give a little benediction for the machine spirit, and then see if there's anything worth salvaging out of it for spare parts.
Okay. A couple speakers are worth salvaging, and basically all of the vids that she had. are worth salvaging.
All right, he will absolutely take the speakers, put them in a. I assume he's got a bag of some sort or pockets in their robes.
Sure. Yeah.
And will also pick up the stack of vids.
Okay.
And is standing there holding them when Maria comes out.
All right. Yeah. I mean, who knows what's under a tech priest's robe, and who wants to look, right? So, yeah, you grab a big stack of like these DVD cases. There's a good like 15 to 20 of them. It's a nice little collection.
I'd like to imagine at least 2 of them are like big combo packs of really cheesy, like, C movies.
Yeah, it's it came from beyond the galaxy, and
Oh yeah, just like absolutely awful.
yeah. The one thing that's like high budget, like the one high budget film is a documentary on the Second Armageddon War. Everybody's got that on their their shelf. That's like, the one of the local highbrow sorts of things that people trade around. Oh, you haven't seen that documentary on the Second Armageddon War? Oh, what are you, some kind of Philistine? So, yes.
Still in the saran wrap.
Yeah, it's still wrapped completely. You haven't even taken it out of the case yet. You have it, just to say you have it.
Right. So she'll like gather up a bag with some clothes and some other things and like go into her kitchen, look at the disarray of food and everything, and just be like, whatever. She'll walk over to Prospero and like say, "Oh, gee, thanks for getting those." She'll like take the vids, toss them unceremoniously in the bag that she is now getting together, and be like, so I think we can salvage that. And she'll point at the TV, or the vid, and be like, and we can definitely take this. She'll like pat the like disgusting couch.
Yeah.
And then go and be like, oh, and then you wanted the ping pong table, right? And she'll like pat the like large size dining room table.
Prospero is definitely like marking them digitally to have them picked up later. Okay. And they sort of look over the table. They have no idea what a ping pong table is, what it should look like.
Fantastic.
But they look at Maria and say, "Designate Maria. Is this a ping pong table of good quality?"
She will look to him and she'll go, "Yeah, this table is of fantastic quality. I think I picked this up at one of the Great Wills, Look, this, you couldn't find a better table for a cheaper price." And she'll like pat the table and you hear it like creak a little bit.
Great will of the Emperor.
Space on this baby.
She's like very careful to avoid calling it a ping pong table to him. She's just like, "Yes, this is a perfect table." And
Excellent.
like, so
digitally marked it.
Who's coming to pick it all up?
Acquaintances.
She'll like look at him and be like, "Huh. So do you know the weird guy who like fixes stuff in this building?"
Of course, all tech priests know one another.
So like, are you guys always this weird? Because this guy's like extra weird.
Just staring at her, unblinking.
Alright. Okay, Mega Bolter.
Perhaps that one has not yet learned to be the Mega Bolter.
She will pause, trying not to laugh at him. And go, right. So anyways, anything else you have on your list there?
Checks the list, which consists of basically a ping pong table and vids. And I think that's everything that it was suggested that Prospero attain.
We can go get another vid if you couldn't fix that one. She'll like kind of peer at it.
The machine spirit has fled.
Right. That, yeah, it's been a while. We'll go find one. There's a vid store somewhere around here. And, we'll just... you can carry it on back, because I have some more stuff I gotta do.
Prospero will just stand there.
Right. So anyways, I guess let's get going. Unless you want some food. So like,
This one had a glass of slurry earlier.
she'll try to not, like, vomit at someone calling it slurry.
I'm assuming that Prospero can probably get some fellow tech priests to come pick up this stuff and ship it somewhere.
Yeah, you could, throw your weight around a little bit in the tech priest community, and they would, see about it. However, like, that's not the most efficient method, because the tech priest enclave is actually not inside St. Astrid's, because it's an enclave. It's elsewhere on the planet,
Thank goodness for that.
right?
I'm assuming there's someone I can contact to transport this stuff for us.
Yeah, you can call the Imperial base and
Okay.
say, hey, you need it transported, and just
Yes.
give your code, and they'll be like, oh yes, we'll drop that off at the designated area. So yeah, you can have that moved.
All right. We'll definitely put in that call.
Okay.
Doesn't even talk to a person, just contacts the computer and sends a binary burst so they get a message about it.
Yeah, you send your packet off. You get a packet back that says affirmative. Some guy in some office on the Imperial base is like, son of a bitch.
I just like to imagine you plugged into a fucking phone line. Did some dial-up noises for a few minutes.
Pretty much. Connected to the local network and sent off the request. It's just like ordering DoorDash.
Plugs into the data slate.
Maria will
Just to get the
muse
mobile
out
signal.
loud. Maria's gonna muse out loud if they would let her take her bed to the barracks. Like, think about it, and then just go, why don't you tag that as well?
Prospero will trot in, tag the bed, come back out.
Okay.
Right. Was there a washing machine and dryer in the base?
Not that you were aware of. But you do have a washer and dryer. So if you'd like to tag those too, you can.
She will think about it and go, yeah, we probably ought to tag those too, don't you think? And she'll look at him and see if his robes and everything are pristinely clean, or if they're, he's just whatever. Oil stains.
Hard to tell. But, trots off, tags the washer and dryer, comes back, stands too close again. Prospero has no idea of personal distance.
Alright. At this point, Maria's realizing he'll tag anything and everything. So she's like, right, and she'll walk over and look through her cabinets for anything.
You have lived a very bachelorette lifestyle, and not even the good kind. And so your kitchen is extremely sparse. You've got maybe one pot and a fork. Most of your cabinet space is empty, except for packets of dried protein ramen and maybe some oatmeal. But that's about it. That's about all you got.
She'll grab all of the packets of protein ramen.
Okay.
And say, can you tag each of these separately?
They absolutely do.
All right. Each individual, it's probably a case of 50 packets of protein ramen. You tag.
Every one of them has its own tag.
Yeah, everyone's got its own number. You know, that's got a tag.
Can you mark those as like fragile too? I don't want them getting broken.
Does that.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're very heavy. I don't know if you've ever had them either, so they'll probably require 2 people.
Makes a note of it.
Okay.
Like, I just imagine, like, if you had some kind of AR glasses or something, you'd see these little glowing tags and, like, fragile symbols and...
Yeah, it's...
You know, the one with 2 people picking up the object.
It's...
Just a mess of them, because it's the whole box.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a nightmare to look at. You, every time your vision pans over it, you lag. Like a good 3 seconds.
Oh, God. She'll nod and she'll go, okay, I think that's just about everything, and she'll like shuffle her own bag with like her clothes and vids and everything. She's like, all right, I guess let's go to a vid store, and then I've got my own stuff to do, right?
Incidentally, anytime Maria laughs, Prospero makes a sound like a dial-up modem connecting. And she realizes that's how he laughs, but it's got this vague feel to it, like he isn't sure why they're laughing.
That will be unsettling, and Maria will just like, once she hears the dial-up noises, she will stop and like stare at him like, are you okay? Do you need something? And then like slowly walk off. She feels bad for him. He's trying to fit in, and like she knows that she's the worst person for him to be with.
This isn't the blind leading the blind. This is just like the school bully leading, the innocent exchange student or something.
Oh no! And then as she's leaving, she will look to which door was blasted open or destroyed by the dog, or was it both of them?
It was specifically this one.
Okay. As she's leaving, she'll go, oh, mark this door as well, and she'll point to that door. She's like, I paid for it. It's mine.
Yeah, he absolutely does.
Dude, you can ask the people to unhinge the door.
She'll like.
And
You sure you don't want to take the couch with you? I don't think they had one at the base.
I thought we marked the couch.
We marked the couch, yes. And if the door is in multiple pieces, they will mark each one.
The debris from the whole incident has been cleaned up out of the hallway.
Okay, thank God. She's like, okay, let's go downstairs, and I'm gonna clear everything with like the manager, and then we'll go. And she'll make her way to the elevator.
Okay, you guys head to the elevator.
Prospero follows right on her heels.
Okay, you head down to the lobby. You speak with the manager. Are you closing your residency here, or are you?
Yes, she'll explain. She's like, this is the new tech priest from my new residence. He was just helping me mark stuff for moving. We'll be by later today to get everything. So I'd like to close out my account, and get everything cleared up.
Okay. So your receptionist Lydia says, "All right, well, let me just go ahead and check your account here." And she, click-clacks on the keyboard for a bit. She says, "Okay, all right. It looks like there's..."
She ain't getting that damage deposit back.
There is back rent to pay on your apartment, and unfortunately, due to all of the damage from a couple of months ago, there will not be a refund to your deposit. That's just policy.
Nod a little bit and just be like, yeah, whatever. How much do I owe in back rent?
That would be 1,000 thrones.
She'll like blink a little bit. Like, there's no fucking way. And then she'll be like, let me speak with my friend here really quick and make sure that account is up to date. And she's gonna like turn to Prospero and be like, I'm doing you a solid by getting you this ping pong table. If I just give you back your thrones, do you think you could help me out? Just a little tiny favor?
Of course. Designate Maria has been very helpful.
Oh no! She will look at him and give him the best friend smile. And she will go, I need... I've paid my rent and everything, and I think they're really just trying to, milk me for every last throne. Because they really want me to stay here. So, do you think there's any way...
Perhaps there has been a ledger error.
And she'll not be right. So could you just correct the ledger for him?
Prospero will walk over to there's probably a port somewhere.
Yeah,
and we'll hook up to it.
There's a telephone, by one of the couches in the lobby. You rip it out of the wall. You plug in. Lydia at the front desk is like, is everything all right over there?
Maria will be like, oh, it's fine. He said he had a really important call with like what do they call them? A can master? A microwave general? Something like that.
She rolls her eyes and says, okay, whatever.
And Prospero will attempt to access the...
Okay. Give me a tech use.
That would be great. Let's see.
Oh no.
Alright, tech use, and I get a bonus to that. Of 10.
Yep, it's if you just click on the number across there, you see how it says tech use, and then you've got the 53. If you just click on that, it'll roll it straight with your bonus included. See, there you go.
Oh, I don't think it shows the bonus unless I put it in. There we go. Wow.
Oh, God, yes.
Did I succeed there? Where am I? Yeah, there we go. 2.7 degrees of success.
Okay, so you do access the server for this property. You're gonna need to do another one to rewrite check the ledger. And what are you trying to do with the ledger once you find it? Are you trying to rewrite the whole thing?
Correct. You correct it so that it shows that Maria has, of course, paid her rent.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Also that she has a refund due of her
security deposit. Okay.
Of her security deposit.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll this. That'll be a minus 30 on this because you have to rewrite the ledger. So
okay, so I'm gonna have like a minus 20.
Yeah.
In total.
Oh no.
Well, that's
no. Reroll it.
Yeah, I'm spending a fate point.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I don't know how well this is gonna do, but.
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
Nope.
So as you try to rewrite the ledger, there's a security tag that's flagged on you as you're trying to do this, and then your connection to the server is cut immediately. And you know that this is probably a bad thing. You've probably been made. Someone's probably going to come and try to have a conversation with you at gunpoint about this.
Prospero, who is used to this sort of thing happening, even if they don't entirely realize what Maria's up to, sort of just pulls in all their stuff, hangs the phone back on the peg, and begins walking out with that sort of rapid, I'm
Really?
totally minding my own business, and is muttering out literally almost out the side of their face, go, 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 go.
We'll look to, you said it was Lydia, right?
Yeah, her name is Lydia.
Okay. She'll be, we'll be right back. I just have to go get, my thrones and stuff. And
Okay.
he said something about, I don't know, the microwave general guy, and she'll just like walk out.
Okay, roll me a deceive.
Okay. Would peer workers count for this?
It would, yeah.
Whew.
You're both workers.
Well,
Wink.
4.7 degrees, a success.
She says,
Unbelievable.
"Oh, okay." And you walk out.
Once they vacated, Prospero immediately says, "This one apologizes, designate Maria. This one attempted to correct the errors, but was unable to do so."
That's okay. They can make their money off of whatever I've left in there. We got the important stuff, and those guys will come and pick up my stuff, like, what, in a couple of hours? So it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Granted that their face is largely covered, but you sense almost a pleased and thankful. Well, hey, sort of like, oh, she doesn't mind that I messed up. That's so nice of her.
She'll like nod and be like, all right, so the books, or the vid store, she'll start like thinking and like looking at street names as they're walking.
Okay, are you looking for the quality vid store or the seedy vid store?
Look, we're not going to like the Fantasy Island erotic vid store.
Okay.
Which
Going
one
to,
sells?
like,
Which one sells Imperial Slumber Party Demon Host Massacre?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
looking for like the worst blockbuster.
Alright, so you're looking for the worst blockbuster. Alright. But not the seedy one. Got it.
No.
That doesn't take you too long, but you do have to leave Selfamine District because that's a good neighborhood. So you leave that, you head into Kalusha, more close to the Imperial District, more close to, the Warehouse District. You take the red line there, and that gets you to where you're trying to go. You arrive at the vid store. You're just looking to buy a TV.
How much are the TVs?
You can get one for like 100 thrones. A good one for 100 thrones.
Yeah, I mean, Maria will like look at it and think about it, and then she'll like, all right, so like that, and then we'll get like, I don't know, she'll like look in her bag, count the vids, be like, let's get like 5 more vids, and then like, I don't know, and she'll start just looking around for like anything else to reasonably add on.
Sure.
Like the
odds and ends and things.
Prospero is checking to see every vid with her to see if it has social significance and if they should watch it.
There are so many. There are so many vids.
Oh, it's like she's not even going for like the good ones, like the classics.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she's like ignoring Saving Private Cafus, stuff like that, right? She's going for the really shitty, past millennium C-movie horrors and like dramas.
Mm-hmm.
And like picking up a couple of those, and then she's like, why don't you pick up a few, and then we'll just I'll send you on back with that and the vid, and then we'll meet up later.
All right, so
having no idea what to look for. Yeah,
you have no idea what to look for. You gather a couple of vids. You have no idea if they're good or not. She seems to be trying to like split off from you. So do you want to accomplish this and check out and leave?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Whoever is paying for all of this, it's 115 thrones for the 10 additional films that you get, and call them films, and the vid.
So 115 thrones total, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can tell you Prospero does not have that.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Alright, so Prospero, you're sent on your way back to the base with all that stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Anything you want to do on your way back to the base, or are you going to just hop on red line and then hop across green?
They will walk. Unless it's a super far distance, they're going to walk just to sort of
Each of these
take in the area.
Each of these blocks is a kilometer, so
Okay, that's not super far.
no. All right, so so you can get into the Imperial District through any number of access points. You just have to clear security. Not too hard for you, and then you know your way to the base.
Yeah. So they'll make their way back to the base, and so did we take? We took a. Now I didn't quite get this part. Is the base in orbit, or is it just in the Imperial District?
It's in the Imperial District of the city, but it's in a bunker beneath it.
Got it.
So it's not on the regular Imperial Guard base. You have to get to it through the base, but
Gotcha.
You basically go into the no questions asked part of the base, right?
Right.
And everyone's blind.
They're gonna go back.
Yeah.
I didn't see nothing. Didn't hear nothing.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to go back, deliver all the videos, and send in a report to the Inquisitor to let him know that they have acquired both vids of social importance, and thanks to designate Maria a pool table or a ping pong table, which should arrive shortly.
All right.
No.
And then Prospero is going to wait outside the base until Maria comes back.
Oh no.
Because they've heard that you're supposed to escort a woman back home.
Oh no.
It's all gone so terribly wrong, hasn't it?
He's gonna be waiting in the rain.
Prospero's just standing there in the robes, like half powered down.
It's like have you ever seen that episode of Futurama where the dog keeps waiting for 10 years for the owner?
No, don't do that to me.
I mean, he's the one. You're the one doing it to him, so.
Oh no.
All right, and
No.
All right, so Maria, what are you doing in the time while all of that's happening?
Oh my God, Maria.
What is your super special errand?
Okay, well, first off, Maria feels a little guilty at selling him what amounts to, like, a folding picnic table, like, as a ping pong table. Oh God, so she's gonna, like, try to go through the nearest, like, thrift stores to try and find one.
Mm-hmm.
Barring that, she's just gonna go on her other things, which is contacting, and she'll do this on the way, is like contacting her dealer.
Okay.
And seeing if he needs, like, she'll be like, look, I'm short on cash. I need something. I need a job to do.
All right. So you go ahead and you contact your dealer, Mr. Largrave. And
oh man,
you knew that.
I thought it was someone else. No, it was totally someone else, right?
Go look at your notes.
My dealer is not listed in my notes.
Oh. Well then. It's listed in mine.
Okay. Well, Maria doesn't write notes down. Her dealer is literally listed as a dealer. with like some really bad like prescription emojis next to him.
Oh, I see.
There's no doubt when the Arbites pick up her phone where she is getting anything from. So she'll like try to see if he has needs for any kind of like jobs or anything like that.
Yeah, you can. He basically offers you, a position doing escort back and forth from the bar, from the club to the red line.
Okay. She'll agree to it.
Yeah, it's garbage pay too. It's like, it's terrible.
You know.
It's like 10 thrones. So
A day or
10 thrones, yeah, 10 thrones a trip.
oh shit, no, that's great, dude.
No, it's pretty bad because like he also doesn't schedule you all the time. So
Oh well,
it's something.
she can always rob people or something.
Yeah. Anyway,
She still has Brutilla's number.
she does.
She'll ask Brutilla if they need any kind of people to work undercover.
Okay. You want to call her now?
No, she's gonna text her. I'll make it easy.
You text her? Okay. She texts you back and says, "No, not right now. If we needed a scum lowlife who could fit in with the dregs of this planet, you would be the first to come to mind."
She's gonna send a lot of really sad emojis and then put her phone away and go back to looking for this ping pong table.
Okay, you receive another text message.
It better be from someone other than her.
Okay. You open up, it's from Brutilla. It's just a smiley face.
That infuriates me so much. I'm just gonna put it away before I get upset.
Okay. Alright, you're looking for a thrift store ping pong table.
Doesn't have to be anything good. She'll even try to find... Well, no, so you can get those at, like, a drugstore. She can get, like, ping pong rackets and shit.
Alright, so you get, like, ping pong rackets and shit. It's like 5 thrones.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as the table, search rolls, or...
Search roll, yeah.
Oh, man. 0.1 degrees of success.
Okay, so you find one. However, it's like on the side of the road, and it's got like 6 bullet holes in it.
That's better than 7 bullet holes. She will use her phone to try and tag it for pickup.
Okay, give me a tech use. At minus 15.
Oh, minus 15. Why didn't you just make it easier on me and make it a minus 30?
Oof. You're not quite sure how that process works. However Prospero did it, it's not working. You'll hit the tag button and all you're doing is like tagging yourself in the photo and uploading it to social media.
Does she have Prospero's tech? Oh no, I don't. Do I?
I don't think you do.
You know who she does have? Beetlejuice.
Okay, so are you gonna message Beetlejuice?
She's gonna try to call him.
Okay. Beetlejuice, you're getting a phone call. Where are you? Base?
Yeah, he has his phone turned off because you are supposed to do those when you're doing like official essays.
Okay.
No! Son of a bitch!
Straight to voicemail.
I can't believe she's gonna do this. She will call Gabriel.
I believe Gabriel's player just stepped away.
Oh. So she'll like see that no one's picking up and she'll take her phone and she will call Barack.
Okay. Barack, your phone rings.
Hello?
The fact that she'll be like, oh, thank God you haven't blocked this number. Listen, I have something that I need picked up and taken back to base with me. And she'll text him her location. And she'll be like, if you could be here in like 20 minutes, that would be great.
Who's this?
Look, it's not funny.
Just a little bit.
Shh. There wasn't a way to audibly frown at you, I would. Just get here. And she will hang up the phone on him.
So I assume I got her coordinates for this pickup?
Yeah, she gave you the cross street.
Okay, I guess I'll go to, like, I don't know, 40K U-Haul.
Okay. You go to 40K U-Haul. You rent a truck.
I'd like to think it's called I-Haul.
It's
You don't haul shit.
Thy Halls.
it's called Impal. You pull up in a flatbed truck.
Maria will like
So,
wipe her brow like she's been working so hard, and then she'll be like, oh, thanks. I'll let you load it up, and she'll get the cab of the truck.
Alright. It's just a ping pong table. It's got a bunch of holes in it. What are you thinking about, Barack, when you see this thing?
questioning my life choices at this point. I guess I'll load it into the truck bed.
All right, you load it into the truck. As you get on the other side of the ping pong table, the front part of it, like the holes were quite small from the top view. The back, the blowout from the rounds going through is huge. Like this thing is like falling apart. You load it into the back of the truck. You swear you hear something snap. You get into the truck and you start heading to base.
Why exactly do we have this?
The Mega Bolter wanted a ping pong table. Like, I don't question him.
The who?
The Mega Bolter, and she'll like go to light up a low stick. She's like, look, he calls himself the Mega Bolter. He's a little strange, but I'm trying to give him some leeway, okay?
Are you sure you're not on anything? Because I don't know who you're talking about.
She will stare at him, and she'll be like, I promise you, when we get to base, he will introduce himself as the Mega Bolter.
If you say so. I'll drive to the base.
Maria will obnoxiously blow Vespian velvet smoke inside of the cab.
They're lime flavor today.
I was just hoping that there's like a big no smoking sign in there.
Nah. Everybody smokes on this planet. It's terrible. Alright, so you arrive back at base with this janky ping pong table. You find in the intervening hours between this adventure and your prior adventure at the apartment, pretty much everything at the apartment had been picked up and delivered.
Door included.
The door is not there. Is not at base. You don't know what happened to it, but something happened to it.
Okay. As long as my ramen packets.
Yes, you're. As far as you may be aware, the ramen packets have been picked up. As you're heading into the base, you like see Prospero kind of like hanging out by the front gate. He's just standing there in the rain. It is raining.
She'll tell Barack to slow down and stop, and she'll be like, look, he's the Mega Bolter. And she will like roll down the window and say, are you just gonna like sit in the rain? Like, doesn't that short you out?
Prospero kind of comes online fully and looks up and says, "Ah, designate Maria. This one was waiting to escort you back to base. This one has heard that that is the proper thing to do."
She'll like nod a little bit and go, "Yeah, that's fine. Listen, tell this guy, Bumblebee here, what your designate is."
This one hight Prospero Haint, tech pre-servant of the Omnisire. Also, this one is trying to become the Mega Bolter.
There we go. See, and she'll like look at Barack.
Technically, he's not the Mega Bolter. He's trying to become the Mega Bolter.
This one feels that Designate Maria is helping this one to become the Mega Bolter more every moment.
Somehow, I don't think that's going to work out very well, but...
She will like nudge Barack in the ribs as he goes to say that. And she'll be like, "Look, just get in the car and I hope you don't smell like wet dog."
Prospero climbs in and really just smells faintly of ozone because they've been using their lumen shield to keep the rain off.
Using electricity to divert the rain.
They look at the vac and say, "What is this, Designate Maria?"
That's a dinner table that we can also use to make the ping pong table bigger.
Ah, yes. Just nods.
I want to look at Maria like, what sort of shenanigans are you planning?
She will nudge.
I'm not saying anything, but I'm gonna look at her like it.
She'll like glare at Barack, like, "You better keep your mouth shut." And then she's going to get the assistance of Barack and Prospero to carry the ping pong table down to the freight elevator.
Alright, so you guys carry all this shit down the freight elevator. Who's in the base right now?
Me.
If this is after Gabriel has returned, then Gabriel as well.
Sure. Let's see. Let's go ahead and load the base. Alright. So, you guys arrive back at base. You'll find that some new furniture has arrived here. And Gabriel, you have a temporary lab set up in the corner here by the servants' rooms. It's just enough out of the way that you have some space to do some chemistry. But, you know, it's not a private space by any means, which is what was discussed.
Yes. Well, it'll do for now.
Just get a shower curtain. Shh.
Alright, so you guys are free to move around and do whatever you would like. Beetlejuice, what have you been up to? You been writing that essay?
Yeah, I've been trying my hardest.
Okay. How you doing on that?
Would I need to roll something to write something that like goes like outside of what I normally was taught to do? How'd that go? Like,
sure. Let's call that a let's take a look at your skills here for a second, because there are so many.
You mean to tell me that you didn't physically write an essay between last session and now?
I felt compelled, but I also got school.
The man has school. You can write a copyist. I mean, right. You can roll a copyist. Since that's more or less the trade for writing.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I don't want to have the entire session dedicated to this, so I'm just gonna use a fate point to pass that.
Okay, you use a fate point to push that. While you're under the watchful eye of Luther, who points out a couple of your mistakes, you construct an essay on the topic you were assigned. Do you remember what topic you were assigned?
It was how to be a bit more chill about using my powers.
Yes. How to think for oneself and determining when to use one's powers.
Mhm. It is at this point when Beetlejuice finishes and he thanks Luther, he realizes that he doesn't know who Luther is. It's like, oh, hello there. Offers a hand. Beetlejuice Frozen, Imperial Psyker.
Hi, Luther.
Are you part
Quartermaster.
of the... Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I meant to see you later.
You failed because I'm off duty now. So you'll have to
Oh.
look later.
Okay, that's fine. When is later?
Probably like tomorrow. I don't know. I make my
Oh.
own hours.
Okay, that's fine. I won't ask you any questions regarding your job then.
Yeah, please.
Mm-hmm. Want a cigarette?
Oh, sure.
Okay, have some Malfian Blues.
Okay. He takes it.
Thank you for your help. And he's like going to exit.
Okay, bye.
Bye. And he's going to... Still shaking a little bit. I don't know, have you ever done a test and then like, at the end of it, like your hand is shaking a little bit? He's
Can't-
going to...
Can't say I've had that experience myself, but I know people.
You never had to do like a big essay for a test, and at the end, like your hand is like a little bit hurting and like a little bit shaking.
Sure, from like writing a lot, but not from
Oh no.
nerves.
No, yeah,
I
it's
get
from writing a lot, not
Oh.
from like the nerves.
Okay, yeah.
It's like having to like use the razor and the pen and
Yeah.
yeah, he's gonna go and he's going to get in there. Do.
Okay.
Going to put on the table.
Thank you. This better not be drivel. He picks up
No,
your
it's my
essay.
essay.
He picks up your essay and he reads it. All right. That's fine. Go about your business.
Okay. And then he just goes about his business. which he's going to like lean against the wall and realize, what is a psyker that's off-duty business? And does this sentence even make sense? Psyker off-duty. And then he realized, what the fuck is this?
Oh no.
And he and he realized that he saw that table while he was fighting a dog on Maria's apartment.
Yes, so that is the dog. That is the table from Maria's apartment. The other ping pong table is like by the elevator.
Maria will be setting up the vids that she had
Okay.
and then like kick back with her bag on the sofa, put on something shitty, and then just like, relax.
All right. There's a lot of screaming in the background. It's basically like a really terrible, super low budget horror film.
Oh, it's like one of those sci-fi films.
Yeah.
God.
Otu goes to Barack. So, we got a new table.
From what I'm getting from the conversation I had with Maria and our tech priest friend, this is, and I'll kind of tap on the table, our new ping pong table. And I'll kind of point back to the table where the freight elevator, that's our new dining table.
Or ping pong table extender.
Ping
got-
pong table.
You have plenty of dining tables in here. I still haven't decided how I wanted to lay it out yet.
Okay.
But that's what she
Speaking of-
called it. was like a dining table or ping pong center.
What happened to the protein ramen?
It was delivered to the kitchen.
Oh man, shit. Okay. Oh.
CJ,
Yes.
if you look at the rolls, you'll see I just made a very poor scrimshaw roll.
I do see that. I was going to ask you about that when they were done.
Technically successful.
Yes.
Not well. After an hour or so, Prospero shows up with like a bit of bone or some wood or whatever they could find that they've carved into sort of the shape of a mega bolter.
Okay. Yeah.
And they walk up and stand next to Maria until she notices them.
Okay.
Maria's zoned out into the TV, or into the vid. She's just like, yeah.
Oh, rest assured, Prospero will stand there until she notices.
No.
While that's happening, I assume it's going to be more than a minute. What are you two doing? Barack and Gabriel? I assume you're doing chemistry stuff, right?
Yes, I'm replenishing my personal stores of detox.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll me some chemistry rolls for that, however many you'd like. Beetlejuice sits down and watches the terrible horror film.
Yeah, but before he does that, he's going to like put a low in his mouth and he's going to try something. It's like it's like he wrote the essay is like, this is my way of life, and he's going to, instead of taking out a lighter, he's going to like put two hands together, like two fingers on like the tip of the low, and he's gonna try to summon enough power to make like his fingertips hot enough to light a low stick.
Okay. Give me a power roll, however many dice you want to do.
Oh no.
God. If you perils,
That would be funny, wouldn't it?
that would be
No, my
really
fault. The
hilarious.
commander told me to do so.
Just explodes suddenly.
Yeah. A 10.
Okay.
Troopers.
Yeah, it's more than enough for you to light your glow stick with just the tips of your fingers.
And Peter just like looks around waiting for somebody to shoot him.
You look around. None of the stormtroopers seem to be paying any attention. The ones that are at the nearest table are kind of like... They seem to be in mid-conversation, and they're also playing some cards. The ones at the other table, you're not really sure what they're doing.
Then Peter just like slumps down on the sofa and thinks, huh. This is interesting. So what's the movie about?
So this is a terrible horror film. The special effects are really bad. It's about this alien who is just like wearing this big bright yellow cloak, and he's got these like, over the top leather pants that have too many belts across them, right? And he's got like, it looks like he's got like a little bit of a tentacle face going on, but it's obviously just like some rubber tubes that have been taped on. And he's just like chasing these, college age kids. He's killed like 4 or 5 of them at this point. And this is about the time when, the burly guy on campus finally finds a gun and just starts blasting them. And it's at the climax of the film, and 6 holes in the guy later, he's dead. He's got the pretty girl from the cheer squad on his arm, and it's just like a cheesy one-liner thrown out. That's why you don't mess with Imperials, baby.
Man.
And then the film credits roll, and it's like 6 actors. A couple of them played 4 different roles, and it's just, special effects department of one guy. The director's unnamed,
Oh boy.
It's really bad.
Have several 100,000 thrones of funding from the imperial government.
Yes, because it's commentary about how aliens should be shot on sight. So
They backed it on Imp Starter.
This is like movie or like science fiction theater 3000, you know?
yeah,
She's commenting loudly about stuff too the whole time.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
There
Yeah,
you go.
that's what. Yeah,
And she's just like, she's like, I could kill him in like 2 shots, probably 1. Like, look at him, he's so big. How did you miss? And like, what if he had friends? And it's at this point she'll like kind of look around and then be like, oh, hey, Hooch, this is Mega Bolter.
Yes, that's the tech priest on Prospero we met before.
And Mega Bolter, that's Hooch. And she'll point at Beetlejuice.
Hooch. This
Yes.
is Hooch. This is Mega Bolter.
Absolutely. She has come up with her own
Mega
nickname
Bolter and the Hooch coming next fall.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Fucking tell me we could make our own shitty fucking film.
It's like Maria's Angels.
Oh my god. Maria is a director and starring you guys.
Gabriel is like the guy at the chair. Maria is like the leader, and like there's Hooch, Mega Bolter, and Barack.
The driver.
Prospero will,
Rock the whole time.
Prospero will greet Beetlejuice, who they already met very solemnly.
Yeah, but no, it's like I feel like Beetlejuice and like Prospero like greet themselves like in a very identical way, almost like unisound. Hi.
They both just kind of give each other the nod.
It's like an understanding nod, like you went through her shit. Like yeah.
Yeah. And then Prospero is still sort of waiting for Maria to pay more attention to them.
Like,
And- If she's still sort of ignoring them, they'll make this kind of weird noise, like this high-pitched whine.
like a CD drive spinning up.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll like
And-
look over at it and be like, what's up?
Prospero says, "This I." It is clearly twitching at using I instead of this one. Wish
Sure.
to designate Maria for her help today, and have made her this keepsake so that she may always remember to be the Mega Bolter. And hands over this little scrimshod Mega Bolter on a ring.
Look it over, see its quality, and be like, wow, that's really nice. This is the only time anyone's ever given me a gift. And she'll like take it and see if she can attach it to like, she'll like pull out her
It's like a
Perforator?
keychain.
yeah, you can go ahead.
She'll
and-
like see if she can put it on her perforator.
Yeah, you can like attach it to your perforator. It's hanging from the slide, you know.
She'll like
And then-
thank him and like jiggle her gun a little bit.
Also, I wish to designate Maria's permission to formally upgrade her designation to Ally Maria.
Yeah, I'd say we're friends. She'll like look at him, realizing he's struggling to find the right words.
He is just totally silent, and then you hear that CD drive whine again, and it gets really loud. And-
she'll look to Beetlejuice. He's not gonna explode, is he? She'll like scoot away, like
There's like,
as cautiously as she can.
and then there's a kind of noise, and designate Maria now upgraded to friend Maria. And he just sort of bows, turns, and walks off.
Like, you don't want to watch any more vids with us?
immediately makes a U-turn, comes back, takes a position where they can see the vid screen.
She'll like pat the couch and scoot over to make room.
They will carefully arrange themselves and very slowly sit down on the couch and sort of look around as if this a whole idea is completely new.
What was? Oh, that was servo sounds. I thought that was like a klaxon noise I heard.
And they'll say, I have already learned much from the previous Hollow. What shall we watch now?
I'm just imagining like preparing to sit down and you hear like the backing up noise.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
she'll like look through. She's gonna try to find any of them that involve, like any of these ones that involve the Inquisition, and she's gonna find one of those.
Okay. There's one that like is very broadly like a documentary sort of about the Inquisition, but it's like it's very intriguing on the cover because it's like the Inquisition and that's just the title, and the back of it has nothing on it. It's just this black jacket inside, and you pop open the disc and you put it in, and it just says the Inquisition when it comes up on screen, and then it's just a symbol, the sigillite symbol, and then it's just the Aquila, and that's it.
She's gonna like shrug and be like, I guess we could watch this one unless one of you guys wants to watch something else. Shrugs and then presses play. And goes to set up the ping pong stuff on the quote unquote ping pong table.
As you're doing that, Tindaros clears his throat. Hey, time for a meeting. Come on, go get the other guy. Come on.
I think they want you, Mega Bolter.
I want all of you,
Oh.
except for the
I'll go
stormtroopers.
try and find Gabriel.
If I can hear it already, I'm already going to be moving.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Okay.
Tindaros is not quiet.
Are there chairs at the end of the table? Oh my god, get off me!
Yes, there are chairs at the end of the table.
You'll do that and like
You don't want to sit on the flowers.
kick back and like think about putting her boots up on the table and then sit up a little bit and like just clear her throat. Like this was totally intentional. She was never gonna put her feet up on the table.
Okay. So as you all filter in, Lord Limina kind of is leaning slightly against the table. He's got resting his head against his gauntleted hand. It looks like he's tired, or he's taking like a moment to himself. Rascal and Tindaros have their helmets off, and they're both kind of like your regular gene stock of dudes who are just beefy and square jawed, and they've got the short haircuts. They don't really look that much different from one another, but they're definitely not brothers. So they're kind of just sitting there waiting for a moment, and then Lord Limina speaks up and he says, "All right, so how many of you read the local paper, the periodical?"
When I have access, namely, is this about the fact that its publishing has been growing increasingly more inconsistent?
If you call one being skipped today inconsistent, here, and he goes ahead and he passes along a copy of what was supposed to come out this morning. And for the chat, just in case it's too small,
Yo, holy shit.
I will read it aloud. Dark deeds! Citizens flayed! In a sudden string of madness, several citizens have been found murdered in an alleyway near the Naiad district. These murders have citizens shocked and in terror, as they believe the Flenser had been finally brought to justice. However, the bodies of these citizens have been partially skinned. None have survived. There is much speculation surrounding this. And accusations of ineptitude have been flung by the citizenry at the Adeptus Arbites. After that is passed around and everyone has a moment to read it, Lord Limina comments and says, "We intercepted this publication before it went out. Does anyone have any thoughts about this?"
Query. Were these assaults done with the same skill as those previously committed by this Flenser?
No.
There is many inconsistencies here. Multiple bodies, partially skinned, none survived at the scene, or at the very least, well, there is a deniability that it could have been left alive, just like he normally does, but there are inconsistencies here.
Has there been any major changes since the Flenser was taken care of?
The only thing that has changed in a major way is Sekhmet's position in the sky.
Well, have the Arbites already dealt with the scene?
They've looked the scene over, and it seems to be, according to their report, a regular slaying. Citizens carving each other up.
Apparently that's been more common recently. So, one of the most characteristic elements of the Flenser was their ability to leave next to no forensic evidence behind. I take it that's not the case in this situation?
There's entirely too much forensic evidence being left behind in this situation. It's almost to the point of, why bother sift through it all?
I would disagree with that. But
I would also disagree with that. But to finish my thought, an incredible amount of blood found at the scenes from all of the parties involved. The weapons were recovered from the scenes. The only thing that weren't recovered from the scenes were what was taken. And no personal property was taken from any of the victims. And it looks like, from an outside perspective, that all of the victims fought each other until they were dead. And then someone else came by and took skin off of them. So that's where we are with this. Any additional thoughts?
I'd like to see all of the evidence gathered and visit the scene myself.
We'll do what we
Seeing
can.
as I'm no longer with the Arbites, their quality of scene analysis has probably gone down.
What we'll do is we'll make a trip out to those in the coming days. We have sealed off the scenes of 2 of the crimes, however, we cannot continually do so. We don't have the manpower to do so. But a couple of the more egregious ones we already have sealed off, and we've maintained their integrity, including degradation from rain and such. So that will be well protected when we get out there.
Good.
As for any other observations?
There's absolutely nothing connecting the victims.
No, they seem to be different walks of life. They seem to be different levels of citizen, factory drags or service people, or, stevedores and whatnot from the docksides, administrative folk, just the random assortment of Imperial citizens that you would find on a world such as this.
Maria, look over the news article, be like, well, is there any way that this could be ganger related? I mean, some of those people are a little unhinged, right?
Certainly, though they don't like to attract attention from the Arbites, and they don't like to attract attention from anyone higher than that. The gang trades here mainly in drugs and such. As far as the Inquisition is concerned, that is normal business for planets of this size, with this size of population and this level of industrial capacity. It's normal for a percentage of the citizenship to fall to hard drug use, and those outlets remaining in flow can provide a variety of interesting contexts to those that are deemed more worth our attentions. What I'm saying there is, where this sort of thing happens, and when you have a sort of larger population at work, you have a criminal element. That criminal element can be useful in acquiring intelligence about ruinous elements. Those that traffic with Xenos, or those that traffic with heretics, or chaos, for example. I have a tolerance for the criminals because they get me to the enemies that I need to kill by simply being in similar circles. They have a use here, just like the people who publish this periodical have a use. A lot of the time, the citizenry knows...
Publish this periodical specifically. Why are they so convinced it's the Flunzer again?
Sells papers. This whole planet's been obsessed with him for over 50 years. There's a monetary motive on that.
Maria will I can try and see if any of the people I know have heard anything, or look around the district, see if any of the gangs have heard anything, but, that'll take some time.
Absolutely. The good groundwork is important. Gather the information. Don't make it look like you're doing it for the Inquisition. Don't tip your hand. That'll get you shot, probably. They'll panic. The gangers will think that we're after them. We're not. We don't care. Remember? We want the guys they will lead us to.
She'll nod. Be like, you got it. Subtlety's my first name.
Prospero immediately gives her a strange look and says, "Is your first name not Maria?" Completely sincere.
She will just look at him and be like, "It changes from time to time, Mega Bolter. Don't worry about it."
CJ,
yes.
So Prospero wasn't involved in the search for the Flunzer.
Nope.
And probably doesn't know more about it than what they've heard in passing. If they're able to, they're going to sort of access any information and give a digital speed read to bring themselves up to abreast with everyone else.
Sure.
Also, as an assassin, would they know anything about the pattern of other killers or things like that, perhaps?
Potentially. So, you can go ahead and roll on your intelligence.
Okay, well, that's reasonably good. Let's hope it's good enough.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Mega Bolter's an assassin?
Yep. 1.7 degrees.
So these slangs as described, where several people will kill each other in some kind of close combat, and then someone will come behind them and take flesh off of them, matches no known bounty hunters, assassins, or any other guild members that you have come into contact with over your prolonged career.
I'm interested in the toxicology of the victims. I guess what's the order of operations for how I'm going to get my hands on all of the physical evidence?
Well, first, it would probably be scene processing, and then
So we're going to I'm going to the scene first.
yeah, to the scene first to evaluate, sketch, photograph, and move on from there. And then after that would be lab. So sampling, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, do I have access to the Arbiter's scene notes since they've already processed all that before I do my own?
They would have to acquire them for you, but they don't have them right now. They have the report.
Departmental
Yeah,
conflicts.
they have the report from the Arbiters when they handed the case over, but they don't have, all the specifics yet.
Right.
Lord Limina follows up with, there's a question. There's a question that has not been answered from the previous case that needs to be answered.
That being...
What does human flesh taste like?
Okay, that was not the question, Maria. Thank you for your input. Does anybody else have a guess as to what the question was?
Who the Flenser truly was?
The original Flenzer's name?
You're beating...
that was answered, partially.
You're beating around it. Where did all of the skin he harvested go?
Right.
Had to go somewhere. Where is it? Where did it go?
It wasn't their hideout.
It wasn't.
It wasn't in the hideout.
Maria will, snap her fingers and then make, a really shitty gesture of, a flesh mask. And be like, that's what they're doing with it.
It's a possibility. We don't know what happened to the skin. We don't know why he did all of that outside of his proclivities. However, someone else needed that, obviously, and they're harvesting it from other citizens now. After some kind of insane, ritualistic or not combat. We'll make those determinations when we get there, whether or not it was ritualistic or not. However, it seems that whatever purpose the skin was being used for continues outside of his death. And so there is the possibility that something else is at play here, something that is more along the lines of things that the Inquisition takes care of and not things that the Arbiters takes care of.
Were there any accessible cameras in the area? Any of the areas?
We do have video from one of the slayings. It's in processing. It'll be some time before we get it back.
Gruesome. Is there any chance I can watch it when you're done?
We'll all be watching it when we're done.
Okay. She'll, clear her throat a little bit. Is there any intel that you have on the gangs in Naiad District? I'm, vaguely aware of, 2 guys in there, but,
Regarding the criminal drug trade here, there is a gang that is paramount at the moment. It is the most popular gang. It is the strongest. All the other gangs are smaller, localized on particular streets. They more or less serve this gang in function.
But if someone was trying to claw his way up from the bottom. You know, this could be like a good way to send a message. So I was just curious.
Possibly. The gang that currently is in control of the criminal underground of St. Astrid's is the Hanging Scimitar.
She'll like nod and look to see if anyone else wrote that down.
Gabriel is taking notes.
She'll like nod and like peer over at Gabriel's notes.
Gabriel will not be at an angle where you can read their notes.
Then she'll just like make a mental note or like look over to Beetlejuice and whisper for him to write that down.
Currently, we have some intelligence on the Hanging Scimitar gang. It's led by a young man known as Maki. He is known as the Scimitar, and he is the current drug lord. Most of what the Hanging Scimitar trades in is illicit drugs, illegal guns, things like Obscura, things like modded Austin Kep, or now Caster and Crane mod weaponry. They have roughly 15 gunmen. Some of them have heavier armament, but it's not of any large. It's not a large threat to Imperial organization here. But they do wield significant economic power. They have a stranglehold on the Obscura trade on the planet. They have illegal grow dens out in the wastes, and some shipments coming in from off-world.
She'll like nod a little bit, especially at the Obscura bit. She'll be like, okay, keep that in mind. Do you have like a folder or like data slate info on them?
We can get that to you as soon as we have it compiled. Currently, we have what amounts to this bit, a little bit of intelligence about the leader, and a more or less the assessment that I just gave. So, and he will make the following document available to you. Just 1 second.
Ooh.
Alright, save that, and move that into dossiers. Let me go ahead and move that first. Alright, so that'll be in your dossier under St. Astrid's Fall.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Should show up now.
Ooh. Do we get data slate service here?
You do not get external service now.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You'd have to go to the surface to make a call.
You have to log into the VPN.
Yeah, you gotta get the password, you know.
I know a guy. Conveniently. Okay. So Maria will just like look at that on her phone a little bit and just like nod as she pretends to read through it and listen to the rest of the briefing.
Okay. Concerning the rest of the briefing, Lord Limina says, our objective for this case is to determine whether or not it is an Inquisition case. That will be based upon several factors. Why the killings happened. If there's some kind of nefarious, ruinous purpose for the killings, that would throw it into our jurisdiction. If there is some sort of nefarious, ruinous purpose for the skin, that would throw it into our jurisdiction. Or if the acts are being committed not for a nefarious, ruinous purpose, but by nefarious, ruinous people, then that would throw that into my jurisdiction as well. Now, keep in mind that we have Rascal and Tindaros running tactical. They will be in charge of Stormtrooper squads to handle any sort of large-scale fight that happens. So, be of the mind that mainly what you are supposed to do is to gather the information, figure out who the players are, and if they need to be removed from the board, deliver the intelligence to me. I will make the decisions whether or not we go in guns blazing, or if it is not a Inquisition matter, or if it is something that needs a little bit heavier touch than just a couple of Stormtrooper squads. Is that clear with everyone? Does everyone understand that I make the decisions here? That I am the Inquisitor? No Space Marine bullshit. Okay?
Maria will stay abnormally quiet.
No breaking into a room, hosing it down with bullets, and finding out that half of them were innocent before you started firing. Okay? None of that shit.
But...
No loud shit, Maria!
But they're guilty of wasting my time?
No. Your time is worthless. It's my time you need to be concerned about.
And your time is priceless.
Right. So don't waste my time.
And they won't waste your time if they're dead. She'll nod and go back to reading the dossier.
He looks around the table like, help. Help!
Oh, she was supposed to be executed before she joined this thing, so I don't know.
She's aware.
It's your thing. This is all on you. This is what Gabriel says.
Alright, well...
I don't know how she survived the last thing she did, so...
Maria...
I can open magnicals with my tongue.
Maria, if I find out that you have hosed down a room full of innocents because they are, quote, guilty of wasting my time, and you made that decision for me, then I will put a bolt shell straight through your head.
Shall I gulp a little bit and nod?
I'm not kidding. There won't even be ceremony. It'll just happen. You'll be dead. It'll just happen.
I know this man wants to laugh. This is out of character.
Alright. So, Maria, you are going to connect with the criminal element of the city. I know you have criminal contacts who deal you Obscura. Are you going to try to go through that avenue?
Well, they have Obscura and they also need gunmen. She'll, kind of look at her, open up her duster and look at one of her guns and shrug and be like, I can do both.
All right.
It'd probably be better if we had two people, me and someone else.
Well, it sounds like you have a job with them already, so that's good. No cowboy shit. Alright. Did anybody else manage to get a real job today? Brock, you're excused from that requirement. You were on vacation.
Maria will raise her hand.
Yes, Maria.
You asked if anyone else got a job.
Right, I know. You're going to be working with the criminals. Was there another job?
The Laura Graves guy.
Oh, he's a criminal.
Dealer.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't work with these guys.
Okay. So, what are you going to be doing with Largrave?
Escorting my friends. She will look over to Gabriel as he says that and raise an eyebrow.
I'm also going to get a job at Largrave's.
Oh!
Bestie!
Lord Limina looks kind of intrigued. What will you be doing, Mr. Laskiv?
They need a doctor.
Oh, they do.
Again, you know what? They said they would talk to Largrave about it, and I'm really hoping it comes back as a no so I can find somewhere else now.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll get you that job, bestie.
Nope. Never mind. Shouldn't have said anything.
Alright, so everyone here is aware I have given Beetlejuice the ability to reason and think for himself as to when to use his powers. So
He's not gonna, Burn the
Unless
place down, right?
So unless he starts sprouting tentacles or does something that, is entirely insane, like spawns a demon or something like that, don't shoot him. Got it?
Understood.
Maria shrugs. I've not seen him do anything weird, just cool stuff, like teleport.
Alright. Well, as long as he's doing cool stuff, and not stuff that is insane or will cause direct harm to you and others, don't shoot him. Pretty simple. Okay. Now, Maria is going to be getting involved with the criminal element. Gabriel is going to be getting involved with the forensics and study of the scene and such. How can the other three of you help? I'd like to hear some ideas about how you three plan to help.
I can try to. I can make lies harder to come out of the minds of those weak-willed. Accompanying Maria might help.
So if she happens to be around someone who might know something, you might be able to make it harder for them to lie to her?
As long as they're looking at me.
Well, it might be difficult to get you in with the criminal element, because obviously you're an Imperial Psyker. We might have to change your getup.
She'll look at him and be like, "Are you any good with a gun?"
Well, I was born here. And Beetlejuice is like gonna pull out the gun with complete trigger discipline and I imagine that all people from St. Astrid can do like a cowboy gun spinning trick.
Yeah, it's kind of like a thing here where, school kids start to learn how to do revolver tricks.
Maria will look at him and be like, "Right, so we'll just rip up your clothes a little bit, get you looking a little more,
Get him entirely new clothes. Entirely
a little
different.
less ragged,
Entirely different
and
clothes.
a little quicker."
Throw them in a puddle. Stomp on them. Rip them up. Set them on fire slightly. Then give them to him.
And then he'll be a tweaker friend of mine who needs a job as well.
Yeah.
Should give him a thumbs up.
Alright. Alright, so the other two of you. Prospero, you're going to be hard to place because, obviously, obvious reasons. You're a tech priest, but anyway, we'll talk about you in a moment. Barack.
Well, I can try and ask some of the driver friends I have if they've seen or heard anything,
Okay.
since they scout around when they drive.
Sure. Yeah. I have an idea. Why don't you get yourself a position with a shuttle service?
Alright.
It's probably going to be a good alibi for you as to how you're getting paid, and also it'll be a good way to gather general information. Be chatty with your fares, talk to them, see what they know. Talk to them about the weather, talk to them about local celebrity stuff, whatever people want to talk about, talk to them. You never know what might be connected, or who might be connected, so get chatty. Can you do that, Barack?
I'll give it my best.
That's all I ask for, your best, or die trying, literally. Your best or die trying. Serious. Okay. Prospero, how can you help?
Prospero just sort of stares blankly at him. Quite literally. I mean, they don't really have eyes exactly. And says, "Tech priests are everywhere."
Well, you're certain.
Do you know what we do? All the time? Everywhere?
That is a
No one does.
That is a very cogent statement from you, Prospero. That is correct. Feel free to be a tech priest wherever you feel like it. Just don't get yourself shot or killed. You're useful.
Thank you.
Now, Gabriel, we have some chemical analysis that we'll have to be doing later. I have received a shipment of drugs necessary for combat usage, and I'd like to have their purity checked before we distribute them. And then we will go ahead and get information about exact locations on the slaying sites that have been secured for us, and then we will pick one and go to it.
Understood.
You'll be going with a couple of the stormtroopers. They will provide cover for you, more or less, and then they'll bring you back.
As long as they don't step foot onto the actual scene.
No, they know better than that. They're there to, make other people fuck off and leave you alone, and then carry your shit when you're done. So
Better help I couldn't ask for.
they're good at their jobs. Now, with that all in mind, the rest of you, please get ready to go about your business in regards to this case, if you don't mind now.
Maria will nod and get up, drag Beetlejuice with her.
I had more questions about the architecture
No,
of
we're
our
done,
place,
we're done.
and then as he's dragging him, it's like, oh, okay.
All right, and
I
with
wanted to request for a training room. Can one of you on the table tell the Inquisition? Okay, bye.
He doesn't need anything. Maria will be shouting over him.
all right, so with that, we will take a break. Be back at, let's call it 9:30. A little bit of a longer break tonight, but yeah, just because of the time
Sounds
that
good to me.
we've pushed a little bit past. So we'll
Okay,
come
got a
back.
snack.
Yeah, go get a snack and whatnot. Everybody who's watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming by. Please take this time to go to the bathroom, get a snack, stretch, all that stuff. All right, thanks. We'll be back at 9:30. The decision whether or not it is or isn't. Follow?
Understood. But what I decide to show you is what you base your determination on.
You will show me everything.
You will not have time to see everything that I pull up.
Make a persuasion. Okay. This is a baseline fellowship then. He says, "All right. Remember that conversation we had about trust?"
Yes.
Right. Here's a fun fact about people. Speaking from a place of extreme confidence that borders the line of arrogance does not foster trust. So when you say you will not have time to read everything, it is better answered with, here is everything, and then I say, oh, I don't have time. Please summarize. And any details I will go specifically into. This is a conversational piece of advice from me to you. So let's run that back again. You will show me everything.
I will show you everything.
Thank you. And if there's anything that's too much for my time, and it begins to borderline wasting my time, I will ask you to summarize. Great. Now, was there anything else?
Only expediting the quartermaster order. Without access to cyber mastiffs, scent trails will be problematic.
Yes, so I will speak with Luther about getting the Verispex helm as soon as possible. He's already submitted the paperwork for it, but we'll see if I can pull some strings and make it happen more quickly. As for the caster frames and such, I believe we shall be getting the shipment of weapons within the week. So,
Thank you.
should be shortly. Is there anything else?
That's all.
Did you receive the paperwork, the dossiers and such, regarding procedures?
Yes, I did. They were illuminating.
Some of the more ceremonial stuff is what it is. But we kind of run things by the book here for the most part. So,
Understood.
now I believe Alpha Squad's waiting for you.
Indeed.
Alright, so you gather with Alpha Squad, Rascal, Meridian, Typhon, Lucas, and I always forget the last guy's name. Jesus. It's not Jesus, it's Arrestor.
Indeed.
Also known as Jesus.
Also known as Jesus. Alright, so you gather with them. They board a Taurox, which drops you guys off on a street corner by some habs. Regular sort of street, mostly middle to low wage earners in here, factory dregs and such. It's a neighborhood that's similar to yours, I believe. I believe you have an apartment that is easily blends in with the group of, the crowd of people that live here in St. Astrid's. Not flashy, not, a brownstone that has, a couple of floors or anything like that. Definitely not a penthouse suite or anything like that. Just a regular middle grade apartment sort of deal, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So this is a familiar style neighborhood for you. There's a bodega on the corner. There's, a couple of stands that are unoccupied right now, but they would be serving, street food. And from all the rain, the street is absolutely filled. The gutters are overflowed. You're, going through a solid, maybe 5 inches of water as you disembark from the Taurox and start heading up the street. You hear Rascal say, "Something isn't right. There's supposed to be Arbites outside here." And I'm going to go ahead and show you the scene. Let me just do that real quick, and then here we go. So it's the 6 of you here on the street. Arrestor has already crossed the street, or Lucas has already crossed the street to the other side. Arrestor and Typhon are in the middle of the street, kind of moving along. And as Rascal says, something isn't right. There's supposed to be Arbites here. The others raise their hell guns and start sweeping. And Lucas comes up to the side here, the alley here, peeks around the corner, says, "Alley clear."
I will draw my weapon as well, for all good it will do.
Okay. Rascal makes a couple of hand gestures. Typhon comes up to the corner here. Meridian stacks up behind him. The Rester is turns around and is rear security. Lucas crosses the alley here. Says, front of alley clear. We got bodies on the ground. And then Typhon peeks around the corner, says, alley clear. And, damn it. There we go. We'll just do this. Reset that and open. 3 bodies. Moving up. Meridian steps forward. Rascal moves up. Come on.
Move up.
Typhon.
Section of alley clear?
Rascal says, yeah, this section of the valley is clear. Let Meridian go down to the end.
Don't step on anything.
She kind of doesn't really like visually acknowledge you, but she, in action, tries to be very careful about where she steps.
Okay.
And Typhon proceeds to the end of the block here, and so does Lucas. And Arrestor moves up. Large alley clear. Alley clear. Nobody's on the street, boss. That's weird. Mr. Laskett, if you don't mind, I believe taking your time might not be the best idea. That's the tactical point of view, but I think we're secure for now. Go ahead and start.
Okay. These buildings, are they, like,
So
defunct, disused?
they are in use. This is a road that is passing between buildings. However, the ones that you're on the right side of the street here, this is the back of the building. So this is the back of an apartment building. This is the back of an apartment building. And this is the back of a small commercial building.
Right.
This is the front of a building here. And this is the front of a building here. And this is the front of the building down here. But the doors aren't, visible from this vantage point.
All right. Yeah, I will start. I will be moving as quickly as possible, but I will. Basically, the idea is in cases where the scene is likely to degrade quickly, focus on like photo documentation first, and photo documentation and collection first, and then interpret later.
Okay. So you start taking pictures of the scene first? Or you want to
Yes.
collect samples first?
It's basically as you go, like pictures, collect samples of this, and pictures, collect samples. So always start with like general scene photos, then.
That's what I was asking. General scene photos first, and then specifics.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So go ahead, and we're going to call this a perception.
Before?
Yeah, seen this before, but more along the lines of a perception kind of thing. So go ahead and roll your seen this before.
Okay.
Okay. This scene seems to be what was described based on the photo evidence, even though they're sitting in about 2 inches of water.
Ain't that?
Yeah. Somebody fucked up here, and this scene is not secure. But this is one of the ones they were told was secure. They're sitting in about 2 inches of water, and as you take pictures, it looks like the bodies have been shifted a little bit. You're kind of seeing like some sediment a little bit on the bottom that indicates a shift from each of them. So it looks like something happened here, like somebody like rustled them or whatever. They're not placed in any particular pattern or anything of that nature. They seem to be, outside of having been shifted, lying where they died. It's two
So
men.
when you say shifted, like someone
Lifted
dragged them?
lifted or just slightly moved. maybe like a foot or two here, either to search them or to get something that they fell on, perhaps.
Right.
Each of them, the part of the body that has been excised is face up. There are 2 men and a woman. So the woman is the one that is, the name is still visible here. These 2 are men.
Right.
Adults. Back skin excised on the woman. Left pectoral on this man, and one of the biceps on this man.
You said left pectoral on one man
Yeah, on one of the men.
and bicep on the other.
Yeah.
To clarify, I already know this, but those are regions of skin that were never removed in the Flenzer's original. He did upper thighs and abdomen.
He would do like the full torso, the flat areas, so nothing with curves. However, the back would also be excised because if it's, it's generally can be stretched to flat.
To clarify though, that at least in my original notes, it was upper thighs and torso, abdomen primarily.
Yeah. So for ruling out purposes, definitely not the Flenzer's work.
Okay.
Multiple stab wounds from each of them. It's hard to determine which specifically was the killing blow currently here at the scene. However, the knives were just, your regular day usage knives, utility and whatnot, from what you can tell. Sharp, but not
surgical steel.
Yeah, but not surgical. And that seems to be about what you discover from that standpoint.
All right. Then, yes, I will go into searching the body, specifically creating wound casts. Actually, I'm wondering, could I use trauma plasts to create wound casts?
You could.
That's a fun little thing. I will do so.
Okay.
For each of the wounds that seems most likely to be a killing blow.
Okay. So are you going to check the bodies?
Yes.
Flip them over and such?
I'm going to search the fronts first, see if they look like they've been moved or disturbed. Are pockets outturned? Are pockets visible? And then search the pockets themselves, things like that.
Each of them looks like they've been disturbed, shifted, or, flipped over. However, they don't look like they were robbed.
Valuables are still in place?
No, there were no valuables on them, and there's no evidence that anything was taken from them. So no pockets outturned specifically. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't.
They're I'm assuming they had wallets.
Right. Their identifying information's not there.
Right.
But it doesn't look like this was the disturbance from without flipping any of them over was a robbery.
Mm-hmm. Okay, to clarify. It doesn't look like a robbery but also none of their valuables are with them?
Yes, that's the conclusion you're getting. Because of the way that they're positioned and how their clothes are more or less undisturbed. If someone was rifling through the pockets and they didn't care, right, they would have just pulled it out and their pockets would be inside out. But that's not the case
Possibly.
Here. Yeah. The woman has no bag. The men, they don't have wallets.
They don't have any identifying materials or valuables on them.
No, but you do know that they should have the chip.
Yes, I will check for those.
Yes. So that would be at the placed at the back of their necks. You would need to flip the men to
Okay.
do
I'll
that.
start checking. I'll check with the woman first.
Okay. You feel around on the back of her, on the nape of her neck for it. You find it. You want to excise it.
Is that necessary to like scan it and find out who the identity?
You would need to either drag the body to a door to have it scanned, and then you'd have to take the, you'd have to do all the forensics on whatever computer that data goes to, or you can just take it out.
Yes, I will remove the chip.
Okay, so you go ahead and remove the chip. You don't really need a test for that if you're gonna, take your time with that. As for the men, do you want to do that as well now, or do you want to wait?
Yes, once they're on their fronts, and they've been properly documented, then I will flip them and search for the chips.
Okay. As you go to flip the closest man, you hear sort of a metallic tightening sound, and the Prime, the stormtrooper there, the Tempestus Prime, puts his hands on you and physically stops you from moving any further. He grabs your arm and he holds you tight, and he says, "Stop."
We'll stop.
Lower him.
We'll do so.
He gets down on a knee right next to you. He begins to lift it slowly. "Oh yeah, we got a problem. They rigged this one. Meridian, check the other man." She comes up to him. You see her kind of lift that one too. "Oh, this one's rigged too." Alright, this was a trap. Check in, everyone. "I don't see anyone," Rester says. He moves over to the alley. "Alley's still clear? Roadway's clear." Lucas looks back down the alleyway and the other roadway. "Alleyway and roadway are clear." Typhon looks back down the big alley. "Big alley's clear, sir." "Eyes up." Flip again. Look around. Okay. Arrestor says into his Vox, "I think we're being watched by somebody on the rooftop. Building above you, sir." Alright. Gabriel, we're gonna have to abandon the scene. Do you have as much as you can get right now? Somebody's watching us, sir.
Right, out of character. I'm just trying to think. I want the chips from these. I can remove them without flipping the body. Just be a bit messy.
Alright, do what you gotta do so you can get the chips out of them.
Yes, I will remove the chips. Also, I will say, aside from the photos, because Gabriel does have total recall, I am taking like a full, perfect mental picture of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then yes, I will attempt to basically just sort of like feel under the neck for the chip,
Okay.
and then cut around it more crudely than I'd like, but
Yeah, you get a thick wad of flesh off of both of them, and as as you walk back, you'll be able to like better remove it. Meridian carefully steps around. When you finish, she kind of is just like, pushing you along towards the roadway, back towards the Taurox. All right, guys, fall back towards the Taurox. Move.
I suppose if they said it's on this building, right?
No, it's this is this building.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll stick to this wall because it doesn't give a good angle on this building.
Arrestor, keep your eyes on them. Wait for Lucas to pass by. Aye, Captain. Okay.
Also, I'll subtract 3 trauma blasts from my wound casts.
Okay. Now you guys make it back to the Torox. You load up, start the engine, drive off. Rascal orders Arrestor to drive in a manner that will lose any tails that they may have acquired, just randomly turning here and there, going in circles. It's a good 3 hours before you guys return to base.
In that time, then, I will be starting working on my report. Namely, from my mental picture, from the pictures and from the wound casts, determining which strike was the actual cause of death for each. The wound casts actually also probably could provide, with the flesh that comes with, do a histological, prepare those for fixation and histological examination when we get back. And I suppose I do have scholastic lore occult and scholastic lore numerology now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, was there any sort of, and also cryptology. So was there any organization to the distribution of wounds that might not look like organization at first, and could actually be something?
Can you repeat that? I had to delete a message out of the chat.
No worries. Basically, using sort of like, because I now have occult, numerology, and cryptology. Numerology. Basically, is there any kind of organization to the wound patterns? Are they pattern injuries or injury patterns? So like pattern injuries being injuries from a specific source or action
Okay.
that would lead to a consistent presentation, or injury patterns being a specific shape of injury caused by a specific thing.
All right.
And also, if either of those, if they are present, whether or not they have any cryptological or occult significance.
You did recover 3 knives.
Yeah.
From the scene.
Okay.
From your analysis, go ahead and roll me a seen this before, more or less, because this is part of your regular course of duty here.
3.9 degrees.
Okay, so for this, it appears that the knives match up with all the wounds that were made. It looks like each knife had stabbed 2 other people, but not the person that it was wielding. So you have been able to deduce who was wielding which knife based on the wound patterns.
Right.
So it seems like they went in at each other and they just wildly cut at each other.
Right.
So
yeah, I guess the next thing to do will be
the crypto and the occult. So
yes.
you can
also the another thing I would add is from the other tissue samples I would have gathered. Well, this is probably back at the lab toxicological analysis to see if they're on any substances that would alter their behavior.
You'd need the lab for that. So
Yeah.
in the car, you can kind of put together like your thoughts regarding whether or not this had anything to do with the occult or cryptology. So go ahead, you can roll each of those separately. As for occult, you don't get a seen this before bonus on any of that.
Yeah. I'm just rolling the straight scholastic skills for this. But I am going to take my time because we're in the car and it's taking 3 hours.
Yeah, Rester's driving around like a nut.
And cryptology. Cool.
Okay, so from that you can rule out any sort of occult patterning to it, or any sort of overt occult patterning to it, like the knife wounds. The knife wounds weren't in any sort of locations that are, normally attributed to any sort of occult activity. Like, no one stabbed someone in the heart multiple times or tried to, like, get someone's heart out for that kind of sacrificial purpose, right? It doesn't hit any of the occult hallmarks of ritualistic murder. It doesn't.
I guess the does the skin harvesting, now that I have more scholastic occult experience, does the skin harvesting ping anything?
You would need more evidence to make a hypothesis about that.
Okay.
Sometimes skin is used in a variety of occult rituals, or if it's used for binding a book in human leather kind of deal, or that kind of thing. There are a variety of occult or horrific ruinous purposes for human skin, but you don't have any evidence that that's what that was removed for. They could have been removed to, like, there's a variety of reasons why someone might excise the skin later. Like, if it's gang-related activity, they might have excised gang-related tattoos or anything like that. Identifying markers or that sort of thing. That's a possibility that is there, and it is an equal chance that it is that over any sort of horrific ruinous purpose. There's also the cryptology angle, which this doesn't meet any of those angles either. There's a randomness to it. I'll say from what you've gathered here, the slayings seem to be amateurish.
Right.
Like, they were just told to go at it and kill each other, and they went at it and killed each other. Like, there was no... But
Did the knives used to kill look like the same knives used to harvest the skin?
no.
No. Okay.
No, it was a different knife that harvested the skin. But these were just like your regular utility knives and whatnot.
Right. As for the general clothing that the individuals were wearing, it's a hypothesis in mine and Gabriel's head at this point, but were they wearing shoes?
Yes.
Okay. Did their clothing look unique and distinct, or did it look... Basically, the hypothesis Gabriel's floating is that they were all held somewhere before being dropped on the street to do this murder, and they might all be wearing similar style or manufacture of clothing.
Not really in terms of style. It just seems that their whatever individual style they had is what they were wearing at the time.
Okay.
It's just like the stuff that people wear around St. Astrid's. It's the current day fashion, more or less. The which is for St. Astrid's like the 1920s to the 1950s.
Right.
In like New York, for example. So the one of the men had one of those flat caps and suspenders and a pair of slacks and that sort of deal, and the lady had a dress on that was more of a day dress. But it's nothing that seems to hint that they were all like held prisoner or whatnot. As for manufacture, we're talking 40K, and most clothes are made by the same people in general.
Right.
Like, manufacturing monopolies are excessively out of control in 40K. So, the major textile manufacturers in the subsector are, where these clothes came from. So, and that's to be expected.
As for the other explanation of skin harvesting, did they have tattoos elsewhere?
Not that you saw.
Right. And then, so another test for at the lab will be like subdermal photo analysis of the photos, and then also of the tissue samples, looking for tattoo pigment that has migrated to the lymph nodes to see if there were tattoos that have been removed by the skin being removed.
Yeah, you'll be able to do that when you get back to the lab. Just add that to your list. But you do recall and hate that you were not able to fully examine the bodies because of whatever threat that the Prime and the other Tempesta Scion detected. You think
Yes.
probably a bomb was attached to them.
Very probably. Probably the most analysis that I'll get is from sort of like the woman's back. Will probably paint the clearest picture.
Right.
Where I could get the most samples from. Yeah, I think that's all for now.
Okay. You'll make it back to base, and we'll switch to anyone else who wants to go. Who would like to go first?
If Barack or Mega Bolter don't want to go, and Hooch is ready to go.
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
here.
Brock or Prospero, are either of you ready to go?
Yeah. What time of day was it when we went down with the ping pong table?
We'll call it like evening. He's
Okay.
getting on in hours.
I'm gonna go see if I can talk with one of the drivers I know, see if I can get a job.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Other than that, I'll probably make my way back down to the base and try and search a little bit more on like what happened before the Flinzers showed up. See if that might give any ideas.
Okay. Talking about like the years before the Flenser became a common household name and became active.
Yes, like that, and like long before. See if there might be any sort of like pattern of this sort of thing happening.
Okay. Is there a particular check you want to lean on for that?
Not particularly, I
Okay.
guess.
Well, let's say you'll do some historical research on that and see if you can find something that would be maybe not up your alley from an intellectual standpoint, but perhaps something that someone else could read and make sense of. Just, the shotgun blast of let's go look at books and see if they might have anything, right?
Yes.
Okay. So first about the job. You got a variety of buddies you can call that have driven before and work for a variety of the shuttle services that go around the city. Anyone in particular you want to call?
None that come to mind right offhand.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So you can go ahead and give Genner a call. You call him up, and Genner was one of the he's a guy that did a stint in the Imperial Guard as a driver, but he was constantly like parking his vehicle in the wrong spot, and he was also always pretty much super late whenever he was trying to get anywhere. He would spend hours just missing. And you figure he's the kind of person who would know a way in to get a job regarding a shuttle service. You give him a call. He goes ahead and recommends you a couple of different shuttle services. One of them being the Caster and Crane one, or you can take up an Imperial shuttle service, one of the more official ones that works for the Administratum. Whichever you would prefer. Would you like a more private or a more Imperial position?
I'm gonna go with the Caster and Crane, just because there's been a lot of weird stuff going around with them and their business.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead. And this is job application roll time. So go ahead and give me a drive check.
Don't crash. Don't crash. Don't
Hope not.
crash.
And this is gonna. There you go. All right. So yeah, you more than pass the test that they give you with flying colors. They're like, oh, well, what did you work for the military before?
Yes. Been there for a couple years.
What's the heaviest class of vehicle you can drive?
Oh. I've driven a lot of different military craft. Trying to think.
So the heaviest class of ground vehicle you can drive is a Baneblade.
Beyblade. Okay.
You could drive a Baneblade tank if you wanted to, or a Shadow Sword, whatever. I mean, you can also fly a vehicle. You can, you're a pilot too. So they hire you immediately because of your skill level. That's which is pretty high. So, and you can start your first day tomorrow, shuttling around for Castor and Crane. They dispatch you a nice cobalt blue cab, with its own little meter and everything.
Nice.
Yeah. So, what would you like to do the following day with your cab?
I guess I'll start making the rounds and see if I can find anybody to get some fares and
Okay.
talk with them, I guess.
All right. So you also have a Vox in your cab for receiving, calls from dispatch, right? You spend part of your early morning driving around Kalusha district and dropping, various people off here and there, mainly places of work or places of business, picking them up outside of residences and dropping them off outside of commercial buildings, basically. Majority of that. Go ahead and give me a fellowship. See what kind of rumors you pick up.
Well, that doesn't work very well.
You're kind of new to this thing, and unless you want to fate roll that.
Sure, let me fate point that.
Okay.
Just for shits and giggles. Oh, passed.
See, there you go. All right. So, you get a lot of interesting stories about people's lives for the first couple of hours. Then there's a story that this woman is telling to someone on her phone, and she's saying, I heard that there was a fight downtown. A couple of people stabbing each other in the middle of the street the other night. Just going at it, killing each other. I think the whole city's gone fucking crazy over how dark it's gotten. Like, it's just, this constant darkness is just really just driving everybody insane. Just murder. Just going straight to murder everybody. Like, if I was ever in that kind of position, I'd defend myself, but I got a citizen special. I don't know anybody who doesn't have a citizen special. Why doesn't, if you're in a knife fight, why don't you pull out your gun and shoot him? Just walk away after that. Like, that's like the thing you do, right? Let the already sort it out, So, well, anyway, my mother was, and then the conversation got boring. Do you hear that bit?
Okay. Once I drop her off, I'll see if I can either call or radio back to the base. Just
Okay.
kind of give them a little tip of what I've heard.
All right. You go ahead and you call the base. You use your own phone for that. You don't want to go through the dispatch because they hear everything.
Yeah.
So you call them up with your personal phone. You get the switchboard. The switchboard relays you to an officer who, takes the information that you've given, says he'll pass it to the Inquisitor. That afternoon.
Okay.
Are you gonna still be driving around that afternoon or no?
Yeah.
Okay. That afternoon, you pick up a fare. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence test for me.
You're hitting all my low ones.
Sorry, buddy. You picked this duty. See, you pass. Woman gets in your cab, sits in the back. She is obnoxiously smoking a Vespian Velvet and also chewing some kind of gum at the same time. Raven.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, raven black hair, very nice, dress on. It's well embroidered, very high class kind of lady. And you're picking her up downtown in the Kalusha district. She says to you as she gets in the car, "Self of mine, please."
Okay. Start driving.
You start driving. You swear when you clock her in the mirror that this looks like that local celebrity Kyla Thorne.
Oh, boy. I guess I'll try and start up a conversation.
Okay.
So, got any big plans down in where we're going?
Oh yeah, my dad's throwing a big party. Throwing a big party.
Oh, what for?
Oh, just making deals, making money, that kind of thing. It's what do you don't know anything about that life, do you, buddy?
Afraid not.
When your father is one of the biggest dealers of Amasac out of the sector, he's from Quadis, just like me. We're from Quadis. You go to a lot of places. You see a lot of planets. You do a lot of things. You spend a lot of time talking to other business owner types. And it's just you gotta mingle with them, mix it up, have conversation like we're having, and that's pretty much what it's about. It's more about like making business deals and that sort of thing. It's fun. You go and you have a few drinks, you eat, you have some nice conversation, you play some games of chance, and that's pretty much the whole deal. So, that kind of deal. I'm sure you I don't want to be rude, but you lower class types have your own parties that you have, in your homes and that kind of thing. I don't know what you do there, but I know you gotta have some way to blow off steam,
So this is the same thing you guys do, just on a smaller, simpler scale.
There's not that much difference between us then. It's just I have an exorbitant, disgusting amount of money and you don't.
That is true.
Let me ask you something. Is your planet always so dark here?
No, this happens every 40, 60 years, something like that.
Well, so this is tempered. Does it go away? Is it going to go away soon? Because, I went down to the beach to try to get a tan the other day, and, it was just, it was, noon, and the sun was supposed to be out as far as I'm aware, and there's no sun, and then the paparazzi came, and they were taking pictures of it, and I felt like an idiot, because no one told me that the sun wasn't going to come out at all, and so here I am trying to get, an even tan, and it's just not happening, because the sun's not coming out, and, there's nobody else on the beach. I felt like a moron. So is it going to go away? Is it going to go away, soon?
No, this will be around for years to come.
Oh no! Oh, for Emperor's sake! Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I'm gonna be all uneven when I go back to Quadis. It's not good. No. She starts to tear up a little bit.
Well, don't sweat. There should be some tanning booths or something around here.
Do you know of any?
Do I?
Yeah, I mean, you can easily, like, divert to a tanning salon if you would like.
Do I know of any higher class tanning salons? Because, she's all about the higher class.
They would be closer to South of Mine District, but they would still be in Kalusha. Kind of like here on the border between Naiad and these three districts here. This would be the area where a higher class tanning salon might be.
Okay.
All right, so no.
Yeah, I'll tell her where I know a couple might be in the Kalusha district.
Oh well, let's go. We got let's go. I got plenty of time. When like I said before, when you have disgusting, exorbitant amounts of money, you can do whatever you want. Nobody stops you from doing anything. So, time doesn't really count anymore. So let's go. Come on.
All right, wherever you want, ma'am.
Pick the best, cleanest one that you know, and I'll see if it's okay, and we'll check the others. And if and then we'll pick the best one out of those.
Okay.
Okay. So you spend the next hour driving to each of these little tanning salons, and she walks in. A couple of them she walks right out of very quickly. And then there are a couple more that she spends 5-10 minutes inside. She looks around, apparently. She leaves you in the cab for each of these endeavors. And then she comes back. And then she tells you to go back to one called Sunny Side Up. And so you drive her there. And she says, okay, we're going to go get a tan.
Okay.
Park the car.
All right, I'll park the car.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
Follow her in.
What was your name again?
Berg.
Barrick?
Yes.
Okay. Kyla Thorne, pleased to meet you, Barrick.
Nice to meet you. And I guess shake her hand if she.
Yeah, she gives you her hand. The very noble lady way, where with the top of her hand up and it bent at the wrist. She says, "All right, I've booked us 2 booths here, so you go ahead and you go to yours, and I'll go to mine, and we'll get our tans, and then we'll head to my father's party." So.
Okay.
Right.
Guess I'm getting a tan.
Yep. You get a 10-minute tan. She pays for the experience, and then she, when it's over, you guys get back on the car, and she says, "Oh, I feel so much better. I'm relieved, Barrick. You cannot believe how relieved I am. This, coming across you, meeting you, was the luckiest thing that happened to me on this planet. It's so dark and dreary here. I was so afraid that if I went back to Quadus without an even tan, I was telling them I was going to a world with an ocean. I'd stay even. Told my friends I'd stay even. They were worried for me. I was worried for me. Came here, found out it was dark, felt like an idiot yesterday, and then you saved my life today. So, I'm just saying, I'm grateful.
To please my customers.
Oh, please. All right, let's head to my father's party, will ya? Let's go.
All right.
Okay, so you drive her to the address she gives you. Pulls out outside this large mansion. It's half a block down from the Castor and Crane mansion. You park the car, and she says, "Okay, I want you to stay here if that's okay with you and your boss. I don't want you to get in any trouble. But later I'm gonna probably need you to, drive me home. I've rented a hotel space."
All right. Probably my boss probably have no problem as long as I leave the meter running.
Oh, is that how you tell how much I pay you? Is that how it works? Oh, yeah, leave that running. That's fine. Yeah, I'll pay you when I'm done with you.
All right.
Okay. So she goes into the party. She leaves you out there for a while. The next thing that happens in the course of this, is someone comes out, a servant comes out with like on it with a silver platter and like a sandwich, a beer, and a bottle of water, and just passes it to you through the window and says, the lady Ms. Thorne would like to extend her apologies for the considerable time you will be remaining here. As butler of the establishment, I would like to let you know that if you need to use the facilities, please come around to the back of the house on the left side. You can use the servants' entrance, and one of the servants back there manning that door will guide you to a restroom. Once you are done in the restroom, you are to return to your vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And he
Thank you.
walks away back into the house. Do you stay?
Yeah, I'll stay.
Okay. About 3 hours later. So it's been 6 hours at this point that you've been sitting here. You're getting pretty deep into the night. Kyla comes out with like two chattering women who are just as dolled up as she is. And they're kind of like staggering back and forth and heading towards your car. And you can kind of see where this is going a little bit.
Boy.
They pile into the back of the car and they say, and Kyla says, Barack, these are my friends. I met them tonight. We're going to my apartment. Let's go. Come on. Ladies, treat Barack, if you ever see him again, very well. He saved my life today.
Alright. I'll start driving off to the apartment.
Yeah, she gives you the address. They're like asking about the story of how you saved her life. She tells it. They are so impressed. You can obviously tell that these women are drunk. After one of the harsher turns, one of them looks sick. Kyla says, "Oh my God, Ellie, do we need to pull over? You look like you're about to hurl." Ellie, are you okay? She's like, I don't feel so good. Barack, pull over.
I'll pull over.
You pull over. She gets out of the car, throws up in the gutter. Kyla's holding her hair. It's raining. Come back in the car. I feel better. I bet you do. Drive back to the apartment. She gets out of the car. She starts walking away, and then she stops and makes kind of like a big dramatic show of turning around. Comes back to the window and back to your window and says, "Stay here. I'm gonna need you in the morning. I have a hair appointment in the morning."
Okay, I do need to close out the meter for the night, though.
Oh. Well, can you come back tomorrow morning? If you close out the meter?
Yes, I'll start a new meter tomorrow.
Okay. Alright. Well, I guess you should go home. Yeah, that makes sense. You should go back to wherever it is you live, too, so you can sleep, too. Sorry. Okay, how much do I owe you?
I'll give her the total of whatever the meter says.
It's like 150 thrones from driving her around all day. She says, "Oh, is that it?" And she pays you. She just throws a wad of cash at you. It's kind of like all over your lap. You gather. She walks away, goes into the building. The building is guarded. It's much more guarded than Maria's apartment. Maria's had a guard and a cyber mastiff on the perimeter. This has 2 mastiffs and 2 guards by each door. It's a very high class apartment. It sits right on the red line by the corner of Selfamine where it meets Kalusha, right here. And you can tell it's sort of like a building where people from other planets in the sector come from the spaceport, they get on the green, they get on the red, and then they, go to their hotel for whatever purpose that they're here for. So, it's 200 thrones she paid you by accident but it's 150 was the total for the day. So you could pocket that 50 if you want to.
Sounds like I made a $50 tip.
Sounds like it. With that in mind, was there anything else you wanted to do? It's
No, I was gonna.
late now.
Yeah, I was gonna go back to the base and retire for the evening.
Okay, you returned to base and retired for the evening. Who would like to go next? Prospero, perhaps?
Yeah, I was gonna say if he's ready, I'm okay with waiting.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what Prospero would be up to, though. Like we were discussing at the table, they don't really need to go get a job. They're a tech priest. People see tech priests going around everywhere and don't really think anything of it, or if they do, they just think, oh, it's one of those weird tech priests. So
Yeah.
they don't need to find a covered job.
Right.
And
How about you, like Maria and like Beetlejuice are going to do like interaction stuff? They're being their mega bolters. Maybe Prospero like sneaks up and like gets in the car and sneaks around.
yeah, I mean, Prospero would definitely go with Maria and Beetlejuice if they allowed them to.
All right.
Yeah.
What? Let's do it. No, this is gonna be fun. Let's do this.
Okay. So the three of you are go about whatever it is you want to do. What do you guys want to do?
Okay.
Beetlejuice is
Well-
like, do we have a car?
Maria is like looking through the bait. Like, do we have cars accessible to us?
You could probably try to get base transport somewhere, but it is just as easy to get on the green line to any other line you'd like.
I really want these three riding in a row on the subway.
All right, Maria will like look around for a car. She wants to find one that's like nondescript and is like the most beat up jalopy.
Oh, they don't have those. Yeah.
Okay, if none of those is available, she will like sigh a little bit, like in frustration, be like, "I
It's
guess we're gonna take."
95% military vehicles, and the ones that aren't military vehicles are definitely staff cars. So they'd have flags and shit on them. So
So she's gonna be like, "Okay, we're gonna take the green line to the red, and then the pink into Naiad, I guess. But like, we'll stop off and get some clothes somewhere in Kalusha, I think. And oh God, we'll figure it out from there."
okay.
So that's the plan currently, and they are just like awkwardly sitting, like spirited away, just like all three of them very awkwardly on the train.
Yeah. All right. So you're on the train going into Kalusha District. You get off at a stop that's near some clothing stores. You're buying some beat up clothes for
We're
Beetlejuice.
hitting up. Yeah. Well, we're hitting up like the sketchiest thrift stores, and we're buying for both Beetlejuice and for Mega Bolter.
Okay. You hit up the Emperor's Will, and
That just sounds like great value, Brand. Let's go.
you can pick up some like, good old fashioned 1920s to 1950s like St. Astrid streetwear for like 50 thrones for the both of them that are used and like not great quality.
50 thrones.
I mean that's for
Maria
both. That's for both of them.
He's gonna try to barter them down.
Okay, go ahead and make me a barter roll.
The girl behind the cash register, she's a worker, so I would get a
Yeah, she certainly is.
bonus. So let's. Oh God, is there any other bonuses I might have that would help here? You know what? We'll just go with that. 7.1 degrees of success.
Nice. Alright. So she'll knock it down to 40, but she's not supposed to.
Maria will be like, look, I appreciate it. These guys are just, little behind the times in their clothing. She'll kind of point at both of them.
Yeah, I see that. Alright? I'm cutting you a deal, okay? Just don't stop talking about it.
All right, I get it. I appreciate it. Maria will grab the bags of clothes after paying her and go around, walk a couple of blocks, find the back of some seedy abandoned strip mall.
Yeah.
And she'll just she'll take the clothes. She's gonna throw them into the nastiest pile of whatever she has is available. Okay, and just start stomping on him a little bit.
Yeah, you mess them up good. You give them the workover. Yep.
Yeah, and then she tosses them to both of them, and she's like, "All right, time to change."
Prospero straight up does it right there.
Yeah, me too.
We were like, "Oh God, okay, yep, okay, brilliant."
All right. Once you're done changing, what would you guys like to do? Get on the pink line?
Oh, she's taking their old clothes and she's tossing them in an oil drum, and whatever happens to them happens to them.
Prospero will save their clothes for sure. Those are their tech priest robes. They can't lose those.
Those robes were given to me from Terra.
I'm sure they were. That's nice. Let's go.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm also going to post something on the chat.
Okay.
And that's.
Which chat are you talking about?
It's
Oh Jesus! Oh my God!
Okay, now that they're looking particularly fucked up, and Maria's looking, I don't know, leagues better than them.
Mm-hmm.
Not by much, but enough. She will take them down the pink line into the Naiad district, trying to find a really shitty dive bar.
Sure.
Where are we going, Maria?
While they're on the subway, she's gonna look around, make sure there's nobody really listening.
Oh, there are some people around. There's a couple of guys who are smoking who are by the front of the car, and they're just talking to each other. They look like they're talking about work or whatever. There's definitely salary guys. There's a small family down midways in the train, and the kid's got an inner tube, and he seems to be super excited about going to the beach. But the two parents are like, "Oh my God, we're going to the beach."
Aww, what a cute little victim.
Yeah, so
Maria's gonna look at Beetlejuice, and she's gonna be like, "Look, you're the one who's down on his luck and needs a job, okay? I know a couple of guys in here. We're gonna get ourselves a job so that you can get your fix, okay?" And she's gonna just say it just loud enough so that if anybody was really listening to them, that's all they would hear.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not gonna say anything more than that.
Do I need to say anything?
Oh my God, look, just keep your mouth shut, otherwise you're gonna get both of us killed, okay? You too, okay, junkie?
Okay. Beetlejuice is gonna manifest the power then.
Okay.
He's going to manifest. Well, first he's going to say some prayers so he can invocate.
Okay.
I imagine I can do that every 6 seconds. So do I need to roll until I get it, or?
Let's say. Let's just give it one roll, and that'll determine how long it takes you. If you fail.
Okay.
By X number of degrees, it's how long it takes you. If you don't fail, you get it right away.
Well, I'm gonna manifest 2 powers. I'm gonna let the invocation for the second one.
Okay. What's your first power you're manifesting?
Okay, I'm gonna manifest Truth Seeker,
Okay.
which is my aura of like anti-lies.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a roll in case somebody does it. Well, that goes off without a hitch.
Does that also apply to your allies?
It does.
Okay.
So if anybody lies, they're gonna have to make a roll.
All right.
I hate this already.
Second power?
invocation.
Yeah, second power. Go ahead and roll your invocation. All right, so that happens right away. Prospero, you feel something pass through your subroutines immediately that is expressed as the code deception equals not true. So you're not allowed to, as far as you're aware, like it's going to be harder for you to deceive because you've got that running in your programming right now.
If it matters, it's like lies to my person.
Right. You know, whenever you look at Beetlejuice, it's like deception equals not true.
That literally doesn't mean anything to them because they wouldn't see any reason they would lie to Beetlejuice anyway.
Yeah, you know, just
like lie to Beetlejuice, not found?
Question mark? Not found? What?
The second power is going to be Inspiring Aura, which it doesn't really do anything for the situation, which is bonus to test made to resist fear and pinning.
Mm-hmm.
But the last sentence, they may also feel compelled to say nice things about you.
Nice.
So since we're meeting people, he's gonna keep that up. And both of those powers are sustaining, so the second power has a minus, but even with the minus, which is -4, I still hit it, so I can get both of those off.
Okay, good. Alright, so you're sustaining, so your next power roll is at -8, I believe?
Yep.
Right.
Unless I let them go.
Right. Maria, you feel like you kind of get this feeling come over you that, you know, lying to Beetlejuice, to Hooch, you should stop doing that. Every time you kind of look at him, you feel this like wave of guilt, and it's just like this thing that's just bothering you, where like you're thinking about like all the stuff you've done to him, and you're kind of just like, oh man, but he's been so good about it. He's been such a sport. I really should stop treating him like this. And then you all at the, you know, a moment later after he says a prayer, you feel compelled to like compliment him. You're like, man, you know, he's really pulling off this junky look right now. I'm proud of him. I should, like, you know, I should genuinely like compliment him. Like, and you know, the bald look is kind of like suiting him today. You know, you're getting these weird feelings out of nowhere, and it's just like, you know, you don't really suspect them at the moment, but when you stop feeling them, you're gonna notice how weird it was.
Maria's gonna bite the inside of her cheek just to avoid from saying, you know.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were gonna say Maria's gonna bite the bottom of her lip.
No, she's trying her best to not, because like, even though the urge is there, she's trying her best, you know. And of course she fails. Like, she looks up at him and she's like, you know, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you were the best looking scumbag junkie. She'll like look him up and down as they get ready to get off the train, and she'll be like, one more little detail, and she'll like pull them both into an alley that's like somewhat deserted.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll pull out her injector, like look at it, clean it off a little bit, and then she's gonna start using her injector on them, like nothing dosed in it, just the needle.
Just to poke them a bit?
Yeah, because they need to have the needle marks.
Okay.
This is very unhygienic.
So she's looking at Beetlejuice, and she's like thinking it through. She's like, well, he's in like somewhat of an upper profession. He can't be seen as dosing himself, because that would be bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna start going at like under the nails on his fingertips, things like that. Like really hard to notice spots, but spots that someone would pick up on.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll go to Prospero. She'll be like, maybe we put the robe back on you, but keep the tattered and shitty clothes. And yeah, I don't really know what we're gonna do with you yet, buddy. I'll be honest. Then she'll take them both into the dive bar.
All right, are you guys okay with this course of action?
Oh yeah, I mean, Prospero will just follow along like a puppy, so...
He's definitely here for it. He doesn't know why, but he is.
Yeah, exactly.
Beetlejuice has the vibe of like he doesn't know if it's a good idea to bring Prospero to, but like Marie's a specialist here, so he's just like, okay.
All right.
She's just gonna sell him off as the tech support, I guess. I don't really know.
So you...
Oh yeah, I'm definitely wearing the clothes that you gave me. Did you give me like a big ass scarf to hide my sanctioning brand and my mouth tattoos?
How... So this is an out of character question. The sanctioning tattoo on his, I guess it's on your neck?
It's a brand, so it was burned on there.
Okay. So the sanctioning brand, is that like a commonly known thing? Or could this just be like some kind of wicked, stupid dare that this dude took in high school?
You don't know. You literally lack the knowledge skill set to be able to make that determination.
If Maria lacks that skill set,
It doesn't matter.
she's gonna like look at him. She probably didn't get you one because given that she doesn't know that it needs to be covered up, like you could be recognized through that,
Yeah.
she won't think about it. She'll just assume like it to her it could just as easily be, like a gang affiliated tattoo kind of deal. So
Yes. So no, you don't have a scarf or anything to obscure your sanctioning brand or your mouth tattoos.
Okay,
you're just wicked looking, dude.
I trust your judgment.
So they're gonna go into like a really crummy dive bar.
Okay, you enter the dive bar. You didn't even look to see what its name was. That's just not important.
When she walks in, she's gonna look to Prosper. She's like, "Look, just go around, act like a tech priest, try to fix something, look at stuff, just make yourself busy, but within earshot, okay?"
Prospero will nod and immediately set off toward something that looks like, you'd need a text priest on it, and if anyone says anything to him, he beeps and buzzes at them.
Okay, there's a jukebox in the corner that just doesn't look like it's working.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, you head over to that thing and you just start prying panels off of it. A bartender comes over to you and is just like, "Oh, fucking forever! Oh my god, it took you guys forever to get here! I think this complaint was lodged 10 years ago! What the hell, man?"
The Omnisaya moves in mysterious ways.
Oh, he moves fucking slow is what he does, and he walks away.
Screeches in binary. Maria will walk with Beetlejuice, get like whatever the bar's specialty beer is, like whatever their special is.
You walk up to the bar, and the bartender comes back from berating Prospero for no reason. Stands behind it, wipes down the greasy bar top with a greasy rag, spreading more grease. Says,
Yeah.
"All right, what can I get you fools?"
Look, give us 2 of your tallest glasses. Both of us are coming off of a really long bender. Okay.
You're funny. You think we have glasses? He reaches down into a cooler and pulls out a couple of bottles of beer and just pops the tabs for you and sets them in front of you. That'll be 2 thrones.
Yeah, she'll like pull out 5 thrones, put it down. She'll like, just bring us over 2 extra later, okay?
Yeah, okay.
And she'll go to sit down with Beetlejuice at one of the tables. She wants to sit like just far enough away from any groups that look like gangers
Sure.
that she can overhear stuff. She wants to be far enough away that she doesn't look like she's trying to listen in, but close enough that she can.
Okay. You can find a middle-ish table.
Yeah.
Alright, so you sit down, you have your beers. The dive bar is kind of occupied. It's not like, it's not like busting or anything like that. You're a couple of blocks from the beach, and this place has a variety of people in it. It's like, 5 to 8 as you're looking around. Some people are moving about, so it's kind of hard to get a accurate count at the moment. It's like 5 to 8 dudes in here. It's mostly men. There's like one lady in the corner who has both the sides of her head shaved, and she just looks like she's ready to rip someone in half. But
Okay,
outside of her, there's this looks like a bar that gangers frequent. Because there's all kinds of memorabilia on the walls and shit. It looks like a bad Chili's, if a Chili's went bad.
So it just looks like a Chili's.
Yeah, man. Go ahead and give me a perception test, but anyone who's looking around. So any one of the 3 of you can roll it, or all of you can roll it.
Sight or...
Sight. Now that you're noticing the memorabilia.
A nat 1.
Oh, nice. For those of you that are watching and don't understand the system, a 1 is the best roll you can get because it is a topsy-turvy kind of system. So that is a no-sweat crit.
Super wacky.
Okay. Prospero is busy paying more attention to the jukebox than anything else.
They're into the jukebox repair.
Yeah. And
He just keeps looking Tear for Fears.
yeah. While you're doing that, Prospero, please give me a tech use. And do you have Technomat?
Is that a skill or a...
It's a trade.
It's a trade skill.
I don't think I do.
Okay.
God, I'm a better tech priest.
No, I do not appear to have that. I just have
All right,
a
just
tech use.
give me a tech use then. All right. Where were we? Oh, right, perception tests. So both of you notice. Yeah, you're not even actually fixing this thing. You're just kind of like breaking it further as you're like moving various tubes and stuff around. You're just you're looking like you're trying to fix it. But you
I've
already
never seen a jukebox before.
right.
Screams of the machine spirit.
Right, but you already have your built-in excuse of I need to acquire parts. I will return. So it doesn't matter. For Beetlejuice and Maria, you both clock that there is a sword hanging above the door on a chain.
Ooh. Let me guess. Is it a scimitar?
You don't actually know what a scimitar looks like. It is a sword. It's a curved kind of sword, but you don't know like the specifics of various swords and such. Your standard Imperial sword, more or less, is a straight long sword.
Essentially. Go ahead.
Or a cutlass, for example. That happens sometimes with the Imperial Guard, where a man riding a tank will be wielding a cutlass of some nature. As a commissar, even though you were a PDF commissar, power swords are generally the same shape because of just Mars's manufacturing monopoly. So, and by that I just mean the mechanicums manufacture monopoly. So you clock it's a sword. It's kind of curved. That's probably a scimitar, as far as you're aware. Could be, but you're in a. You notice that.
Maria will like kind of nudge Beetlejuice a little bit and like turn her head towards the sword, or like make sure that he notices it.
Mm.
And then she's gonna like carefully eye the people that she clocks and thinks are gangers and start trying to listen into their conversation.
Okay. Make a perception test, hearing based.
Awesome. 2.5 degrees of success.
You guys have been rolling pretty well tonight. The conversation that you hear is more about like this dude's girlfriend than anything else. It's inane. You do hear a conversation that's related vaguely to what you heard about. I don't think actually you heard about it, but it was mentioned briefly at the briefing. I think some local celebrity or some celebrity of some kind was seen on the beach. But that's about all you pick up from the conversation.
Do I pick up any names from them?
No.
Damn.
If they seem to know better than to drop names in general.
Damn. All right. Shit. I'm trying to think of the best course of action here.
Well, consult with your teammates. You're allowed to do that.
Maria will like look towards Hooch, and she'll be like, all right, I think, like, she whispers this low enough so that no one will really hear them, and she'll be like, I think the group over there, and she'll like carefully point them out. I'm pretty sure that they're gangers, but I can't confirm it. The best way is to try and get a name off of one of them. See if we can either buy some Obscura or start working for them. I'm just not quite sure how to approach them yet.
Do you want a distraction?
Mm-mm. I'm not sure. You got any other ideas?
Mm, I can only create distractions for you. Or burn the bar down.
Alright, look. I think I'm gonna try to go pick up our second round of whatever the hell this is, and she'll like shake her half-empty bottle.
Yeah, it's swill. It's pure swill.
I'll try to go pick up our second bottles. While that happens, just go up to one of them while scratching your arm and stuff. Look like a tweaker, alright? And start trying to chat with one of them and try and score some Obscura, okay?
The name of Obscura on the streets.
Does Obscura have any special names on the street?
Well, there are a couple of variants that are on the streets.
Is Maria aware of, like, if there's district variants?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should be, because
like
we've talked about it.
Oh god, I'm sure we have.
It was a major point in the last case.
Yeah.
Oh man, listen.
I'm just ribbing you for the lack of note taking.
Here we go.
Do you want to go ahead and fill everybody in there, Gabriel, on what the variants are?
There's two main variants. The K variant is generally found in the Kalusha district. Tends to be less pure, more additives, and more illicitly produced. I believe that's the variant you're probably more interested in. Sorry, yes, KN variant. The S variant is, well, that comes off-world, higher purity.
So I don't know of any that are produced in Naiad, only the ones produced in Kalusha.
Kalusha, the exact location of production was never established. It's Kalusha and Naiad is generally where K variant is found. But basically, if this is a gang that's known for having a stranglehold on Obscura, then the KN variant is the variant that they're probably producing.
Alright. She'll inform him of the KN variant.
Okay.
But that's the variant that, like, the police are titling it, or the Arbites, right? This is not the variant that, like...
Oh yeah, I don't know. Gabriel does not know the street name.
This is, yeah, that's more so what I was asking, is, like, is there a
Yeah, me too.
name for it?
As far as you're concerned with the street name, you don't really know what the street name of it is, because when you get it from your dealer, you just straight up ask him for your goods.
Okay.
Yeah, and he gives it to you. You know, you don't really hide the fact that you do the drugs that well, and you don't seem to be very concerned about it, as far as I've been able to tell. So, you know, because of that, you don't have any subterfuge when it comes to the usage, so you don't know what the name is.
Gotcha. Okay, she'll just kind of, like, shrug at him and be like, I'm not really sure of the names of them. Look, just ask them if they've got any. Make up a name if you've got to. Get creative. You're supposed to be thinking for yourself, right?
Looks at you like, yes.
So she'll just nod at him and, like, get up, like, laugh a little bit, and, like, loudly announce that she's getting, you know, the next round for them.
Boy.
You know, not like overly loud.
All right.
She'll get up, go to the bar.
You get up and go to the
and
bar.
Chat at the bartender a little bit.
Yeah, you get up and go to the bar. You speak with the bartender for a moment while he's getting your drinks. Beetlejuice, what would your last action of the night to be? Because we're gonna close on that.
Boy, let's see.
No.
Let's see the white boy straight edge try to roleplay an even more awkward person.
No.
Okay, so Beetlejuice is going to rise up, go up to one of those guys and taps them on the back and go like...
All right, as
You got Obscura?
walk up behind a muscly ganger and tap him on the back, saying, "You got Obscura? We will fade to black there, and we will pick up next time on episode 12 of Heresy and Damnation in 2 weeks on the 6th at 7 p.m. U.S. East. Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. I hope you all had fun. Let's stick around for a moment and see if we can find someone to raid. Just give me a moment. And
oh man, it's been nice knowing you, Beetlejuice.
remember that you can join us on our Discord as a member of our community. You can join games if we have any slots available. I have a few slots available in a couple of prologue games, so feel free to join our Discord and our community for that opportunity, as well as hanging out with our players and becoming a player yourself. You can also post memes and hang out with me on Taco Tuesday. You can also catch up on Heresy and Damnation on our YouTube. You can go and follow that link, and it will take you to my YouTube channel, which I believe we have all the episodes all the way up to episode 10 available on the YouTube. You can also catch up on Valgas games there. With nothing else to announce, I'm going to go ahead and start loading the raid, see if I can find someone. Please hold for raid. We're going to raid Marquee Gaming. They're playing Dungeons & Dragons right now. So that's going to start shortly.
Oh my.
I really don't see how things could go badly.
Oh man, this has just went from like bad.
They're not playing Dungeons & Dragons, they're playing Dark Souls.
Oh man.
Well, and I actually have something I want to do, but I'll have to do it next time.
Oh boy. Tibble, like, you know, like that hand gesture where you're like, you're like, it's like the sheesh, where you put like the tip of your finger on your, like, the back of your elbow.
Marquee Gaming must have just closed out, just as we raided them. Crap.
I was about to say, I was like, this man is definitely playing Dark Souls 3.
Yeah. Well, that's my bad.
That's okay. Oh man. Here's Maria trying to play Saints Row, and I brought along the dude playing fucking Papers, Please.